Hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Sorry I didn't announce this, by the way. I'm gonna do that now. For Discord, at least. But yeah, hello. Hello. Just gonna wait for some more people to come in. Don't worry, that sound is just my goofy fidget kitty cat I got from work. So, pretty sick. But hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I too loud, too quiet, too annoying? Ooh. Audio's fine? Dope. Thank you, King Piccolo. Alright, so it's been a little bit since I've streamed. Been a little bit since you guys have seen my face. Too. But yeah, ignore my hair. I don't like not wearing a hat, but I'm too lazy to get up and go put on a hat. So it's gonna be hair today. So anyway, this is kind of like, I don't want to say like a promotion, but kind of like go subscribe to our podcast channel. We'll talk about movies a lot more. I figured it'd be nice to announce that here, that we have that channel, if you guys didn't know already. Right now, if you guys are wondering where the podcast went on this channel, we haven't stopped it. It's just we moved it to the new channel, which is called the Back to Formula podcast channel. You'll see it in my community tab. It's just right there. So, yeah. So, definitely go subscribe to that. And I figured this was like a good place to rank my movies of the year. I know I should have done it in like January, and it's freaking March now. But, hey, better late than never, you know? But, yeah. So, basically the stream is just going to be me ranking all the movies I saw throughout 2022. And you guys can just go along with me, let me know about stuff like, hey, I like that movie, hey, that movie sucked, and we can talk about stuff. So I think out of total, I saw like 30-something movies, so this might be a decent enough stream, but yeah. I saw 35 movies last year, so I got all that happening. So yeah, this will be fun. Just I feel like just talking with you guys, seeing how things are going, and talking about movies and stuff. So again, I know most of you guys probably don't even care, but you know what? Who cares? It's the fun. It's fun to talk with you guys. I know I'm eating while talking, but don't worry about that. I have no manners whatsoever, so it's all good. But yeah, so I have like my Google open. No, that's not my Google. That's my YouTube. So I have Google open where I just go through the movies and stuff. So yeah. So yes, I hope you guys stick around. Hope you guys enjoy, and I think we can get right into it. So dope. Alrighty. So the first movie that I'm just gonna be going over with today is Blonde. So this is my least favorite movie of the year. Not my favorite, by the way. I'm going from worst to best. So Blonde fucking sucks. Let me tell you, this movie sucks. So basically, like, if you guys don't know, Marilyn Monroe was like this chick in like the early days of filmmaking, where she was like the sex icon of the year, and like, oh my god, she's so amazingly perfect and stuff like that. And like, everyone loved her. She was like really hot to everybody, and basically like she died of mysterious circumstances, and she was just really popular and famous and stuff. And so this movie got made, starring Anna de Armas, or however you pronounce that, who I really like as an actress, by the way. Basically as like a biopic of her life, and it was fucking terrible. Like, it was right, I guess. It's like, oh yeah, it's a really good representation of her life, but at the same time, they made her look terrible. So if you guys want to see like boobas and stuff, just check out this movie because there's so much of it going on where she basically gets assaulted like every 5 seconds by like 27 different guys. It's whack. It is really whack. Yeah, it didn't do very good. 42% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.5 on IMDb, and well, that's not like a super bad score. I would definitely have it be, awful. So I would definitely rate it super low. Like I would give this like a 0.5 out of 10. Sounds terrible. Sounds trash. Yeah, it is trash. Like it's just, like it makes Marilyn Monroe look terrible. Like it makes her look awful, and it's just like, why would someone make something about like a famous actress and make her look awful? Like it's just very, like, why would you make this and stuff? And again, it's NC-17, so you know that it's really explicit and it shows a lot of stuff, so it's just very bad and poor taste. And I can't, like, it has to be my least favorite of the year, mainly just because it's like based on a real person and someone who I kind of, like, I don't want to say attachment with, but like my mom was like super into Marilyn Monroe, so I kind of got used to watching her movies and stuff over the years. So just seeing something like that, it's just, it sucks. It really sucks. So yeah, let's see. Sounds like a horrible movie. Yep. Hollywood just like to make movies bad sometimes. Yeah, you get that. Especially for like real people. So it's like, I don't know. It's just very odd why they'd make this movie. And again, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, trash actors or anything. Like, again, Ana de Armas did like a fantastic job, but she was getting raped like every 5 seconds of the movie. So it's like, I can't really be like, oh yeah, she did good. I mean, she did do good, but it's just like, I don't want to see, I don't want to see her get raped every 5 seconds. So it's just, I don't know, very gross movie, very gross, and I definitely would not recommend it. So yeah, good times being sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic. This movie was not a good time whatsoever. Ain't nobody want to see that. Exactly. It was very bad, very bad. So yeah, let's move on from that horrible movie to my next movie, which was Hellraiser, the 2022 version. Yeah. So, Hellraiser 2022 was also ass. I did not like it whatsoever. It was very weird. So, I don't know. I've never really seen any other Hellraiser movie. I've played him in Dead by Daylight. I've played against him in Dead by Daylight, but I've never, like, watched any of the movies. And so this was my first Hellraiser movie. And it's funny because I was told throughout the movie community that this one was like the second best compared to the original. And it's odd because I thought this movie was so generically boring and kind of like uncomfortable for the sake of being uncomfortable. And I'm a person who, like, I like horror movies. Like, I really like horror movies. I watch them a lot. Like, you'll see a lot of horror movies on this list. But, like, they do, like, their horror in, like, really stupid ways. And it's just very odd. Like, for example, like, there's the box, like, the lament configuration, where, like, a dude gets, like, pricked with it, and suddenly he gets sent to, like, a demented hospital place, and he's like, whoa, oh my god, and then he just dies, and it's like, huh? Like, you don't see him die, he just, like, disappears, and it's like, oh, we gotta spend a whole movie looking for him to get him back, because it wasn't his fault, he didn't deserve it, and they never get him back. It's something that, like, it's like, it happens, and it's like, huh? So it's just, it's very, like, what is the point of this? And, I mean, a good thing is that you get to see, like, the Cenobites, which are what, like, the Hellraiser creatures are called, a lot. Like, they do look cool, but, just the way they're kind of, like, utilized was kind of just like, yeah, we're here, we're trying to kill ya. Alright, we can't walk into this place for some reason. And it was just very, like, very, very odd, you know? I wasn't a big fan of it. And, like, the boyfriend character, which I don't even know which one it is. One of these gentlemen, I know this was the brother, one of these gentlemen here, which I'm going to assume is Matt, he was one of the bad guys all along. And if you watched the movie, you'd be like, wow, didn't see that one coming. Like, it was just such a lame twist that didn't even go anywhere. Like, he was just like, oh yeah, I was the one who set this all up, and then he dies instantly after. It's like, I don't care. I do not care. Like, watching this movie, I was just like, ugh, I don't want to, this is so dull and uninteresting and just wasn't good. And it's weird because everyone said, like, oh, this is, like, the second best to the Hellraiser franchise. And again, even has 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is, like, that point where it's, like, a little bit over the midway. So it's just, like, why was this considered the second best of the franchise? Like, I personally don't get it. Like, again, maybe if I saw the other movies, maybe I'd be like, oh my god, I have a newfound love or anything. But it's just, this one was just very, like, dull and definitely not good at all. It was just uncomfortable to watch because I'm like, wow, look, more torture. Yay, I love it. And it was just really, really lame. So, yeah. Hellraiser 2022 remake? Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's not really like a remake because, like, they don't reference anything from, like, the original. And again, I haven't seen the original, so maybe they did in some way. But, like, they don't really, like, reference anything. So, like, it could be a remake. But, like, I don't know. This is very odd. Hellraiser is very much the shit. Well, it was pretty shitty, in my opinion. Haven't seen Creed 3 yet. I'm hoping to go see it next weekend. Sounds lame. It is lame. Watch Leprechaun 4 and Jack Frost 2. Those are probably much better movies. Definitely, probably. Anyway, yeah, so Hellraiser 2022. Kind of shitty. Definitely wasn't good. I would not recommend. Alright, next, we have another horror movie, and another horror remake, I guess that's the same name as the freaking first one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now this one sucked. This one sucked too. Again, the ones I've seen so far, thankfully I didn't have to go to a theater. They were just on either like Netflix or Hulu. And this one was on Netflix, and it just was awful. It was terrible. And unlike Hellraiser, I have seen the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Not all of them, but enough where I'm like, oh, it's a pretty cool franchise. And this one basically was just like, hey, you know it would be funny if we just completely make Halloween 2018 but with Leatherface. And we're going to make it dumb and awful. And we're going to make all the characters dumb and awful. And we're going to make nothing make sense and just be so awful. Like, that's basically this whole movie. It's just so shitty actors, shitty characters, and they completely waste this chick right here who's supposed to be Sally Hardesty from the first one. Like, they literally rip off Halloween 2018 by being like, oh yeah, Laurie Strode, after everything that happened to her there, let's do the same thing with the chick from the first one. Except, unlike in Halloween, this chick does literally nothing the whole movie except be like, oh man, ooh, I really want Leatherface to die. And then she shows up, dies instantly, and that's it. And it's just like, what the fuck was the point of that? Like, it's so lame, because it's just like, they were trying to do something, but then they literally just made it be like, oh yeah, this is only for freaking advertising purposes, I guess. And it's just really dumb. And this is one of the, like, the requel movies of the few years, I guess, where it's like, okay, it's a sequel to only the first one, let's get rid of everything else. And it's kind of like, wow, that's lame. Like, because especially since this one, like, has nothing to do with, like, anything else besides in the first one, except for Sally. And again, she's barely in the freaking movie. So it's like, you could have just been like, oh, it's another Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and then no one would have cared. Like, it's kind of like, why are you doing this? Like, it's just like, okay, we got to keep the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so let's just make another one. And you know what? Halloween 2018 did pretty good. Let's just rip that off completely, but make it 10 million times shittier. Like, it was just a complete waste of time, and I hated it, hated it, hated it. It was so bad. But yeah. So definitely wouldn't recommend this movie. Karis and I saw this one together, and both of us thought the same. Where it's like, yeah, this really freaking sucks. So yeah. All right. Netflix has been sucking lately, definitely. Like, and they already announced, I'm pretty sure, like a sequel to this one. And we were just like, come on, bro. Like, they even had a post-credit scene of him waddling back to the Sawyer home. And again, speaking of that, there makes no sense because in this movie, Bubba, who's Leatherface, is literally with some random chick for some reason. And then when she dies, he's like, oh, now I'm crazy. And it's like, what the hell happened to his family after the first one? Because in other Texas Chainsaw sequels, it's like, oh, this is what happened to the family, and this is where he is now. But this one's just like, yeah, don't worry about the Sawyer family, who literally were the main bad guys of the first movie. Yeah, forget about them. It's just Bubba. He's old, and he lives with some chick, and he's good now. Or is he? And it's just like, what? What is wrong with you? Like, it's just... Thanks, Netflix. This movie sucked. Yep. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre series has been dragged down to death. They should have stopped making movies after the second movie, I swear. Yeah, I agree with that. I liked the remake. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was alright. I didn't see the sequel to the remake. But I've seen the first one, I've seen the remake, and I saw the one with Alexandra Daddario, which I don't remember which one that is. But, yeah, it's just like, you don't... They were definitely... This is blatantly just a Halloween ripoff. So I just don't appreciate it whatsoever. Pointless movie, yep. Oh, hey, Beastie Man 420, thank you so much for the $2. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. They're trying to make multiple timelines like Halloween. Yeah, they definitely are. Like, it's just... I get it. It's like, oh, money, we gotta make it. But it's just like, guys, you didn't have to do that. You really didn't. Like, it's just so stupid. They need to stop making trash sequels, definitely. Wasn't that his mom? It wasn't. It was just some random orphanage chick, I'm pretty sure, because his mom was dead in the first one. So, I don't know. It was weird. Bubblegum, yeah. Puss in Boots: The Last Witch. Yeah, you'll see that much higher on this list. That one's much higher. But, yeah, what was I about to say? Yeah, the only good scene is when he gets into, like a bus full of people and then slaughters every single one of them with the chainsaw. Like, that was the only good part, and they showed that in the trailer. So it's like, wow, thanks for showing the only good part in the trailer marketing. Like, it was just so dumb. And again, I wasn't, like, super hyped looking forward to this movie, but I was like, oh, another Texas Chainsaw, let's see how it is. And it was just so shitty. So, definitely wouldn't recommend it. Just don't watch it and give them support. Don't support shitty movies. There you go. All right. Next we have Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore, the third of the Fantastic Beasts movies, which are also really shitty movies. So, before I get too deep into this, you guys know about the whole Ezra Miller shit, right? Like, fucking Christ, dude. Like, they completely ruined their life, and it's just like, oh boy, like, it's just, ugh. But anyway, so, the first two Fantastic Beasts, the first one, I thought it was alright. Like, it was a nice, like, jump back into the Harry Potter series, and I loved the Harry Potter series. I like to kind of, like, separate the art from the artist when it comes to J.K. Rowling, because, again, J.K. Rowling, not a good person. Definitely not a good person, but her work on Harry Potter is great, and I don't want to completely dismiss Harry Potter just because she wrote it, because other people have worked on it and stuff with, like, the movies and stuff. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, Daniel Radcliffe sucks because he was Harry Potter. It's like, no, that's ridiculous to think. So, like, J.K. Rowling has involvement in the movies, but clearly not really, because these ones, like, are very, I mean, maybe she does. Maybe that's why these movies are bad, because she has something to do with it. But it's just like, this movie is just trying to redo the ending of the last one. Like, the first one was okay. The second one I thought was absolute dog shit when I saw it. Like, it was awful. Like, genuinely terrible. And I think they saw the reception of that, and instead of continuing on, like, with their original plan, they were just like, yeah, now scrap it all. Let's just quickly wrap up storylines from the first one and completely undo literally everything we did in the last one to make this one please the fans. And it's just like, yeah, you guys did a really great job in doing that, because this one was boring as all hell and completely unsatisfying in every regard known to man. Like, again, I hated the second one, but I think I don't like this one more just because it's just they took in all like the fan reception and got so scared that they're like, oh crap, we got to completely erase everything and just redo this. And it's just like, were you guys just writing this as it goes on? Like, were you literally like writing the second one and then be like, okay, we're gonna set up all this stuff for the sequel, but we're not gonna write the sequel yet? It's just like, okay, it's just very, again, I know that there's not a lot of movies where it's like, okay, we're gonna write one movie and then we're gonna write like 30 sequels before we release the first one. I know that's not how it always is, but when they announced like the second one, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna make 5 of these movies. So I was like, oh, okay, so they're definitely gonna write out what's gonna happen in the 5 movies. And the fact that this one completely disregards everything in the last one just makes me think that no, they literally just are writing it as they, like, as the movies are coming out. So it's just like, why would you just completely waste all the potential that the third one could have had? And again, no hate towards any of the actors besides Ezra Miller, but this one was just, nothing happened. Like, the whole story is basically like, okay, we need to stop Grindelwald again. Let's use a suitcase to get him because he wants to become ruler of the wizarding world. And we gotta make this freaking deer bow. This freaking deer bow to him. And it was just the stupidest shit imaginable. And a big thing of contention, again, too, is the recasting of Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. And I thought Johnny Depp was kind of miscast to begin with for Grindelwald because, like, Johnny Depp is very, like, what's the word for it? Like, energetic, and he's very, like, in your face with his acting, and I don't think Grindelwald's supposed to be that. And again, I love Johnny Depp, no hate against him. I just didn't think he was right for the role. And I think Mads Mikkelsen does a much better job than Johnny Depp. But the thing is, he's also barely in the movie. So it's just like, okay, hi, I'm Grindelwald now. That's it. Yep, I'm gone. And it's just like, what was the point? And to bring up all the stuff with Ezra Miller, basically they're in the movie. In the end of the last movie, they were revealed to be the secret, like, heir to the Dumbledore throne or whatever. And his name was, like, Aurelius Dumbledore or something. And I think he was supposed to be Dumbledore's brother. But then, in, like, this one, Dumbledore, Albus Dumbledore, the main Dumbledore dude, was like, hey, Ezra Miller, you're not my brother. You're my brother's kid. And Ezra Miller's like, oh, okay. And that's it. That's the secret of Dumbledore. That's it. It's like, wow, that went nowhere. Like, the biggest cliffhanger at the end of the last one is just like, nah. And then he just dies at the end of the movie, I'm pretty sure, because they were like, oh crap, Ezra Miller's murdering people right now. We should probably just kill him off screen in the movie. So it's just like, wow. Thanks, guys. This one did so good. So, I don't know. Like, this one is just so redundant and shitty that I'm pretty sure, like, there's not going to be the next 2 movies just because this one, just the other 2, like, 2 and 3 did so bad. I'm pretty sure that they just canceled 3 and 4 and 5. And again, 46 Rotten Tomatoes. That's not good. 6.2 is a lot higher than I thought it would be. But 46 isn't good. So, it's just like, yeah, you guys did fantastic with this one. Yuck, this movie sucks. Alright, let's see. What have you guys been saying? Ooh, SD Fate, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate it. You should make a tier list on your what ifs. I've been planning to do that for a while now. One of my fans in Discord made a tier list, but I lost the link. So if you guys can find a link for that, send it to me and I'll definitely do that. But yeah. Thank you very much again, SD Fate. Boo, yeah. This was fantastic shit. Yep. Ezra the Killer Miller. Yep. This is the one where they replaced Don't Do That. The first one was pretty good. Yeah, I agree with that. The first one was pretty good. So it's just the fact that they kind of, like, went downhill Like Fantastic Beasts, the first one is basically like, oh, we gotta go and chase these beasts, and then suddenly they incorporate all this Grindelwald, Harry Potter stuff, and they're like, okay, we gotta take all these characters that have nothing to do with that and make them really important to the plot. And it's just like the second Fantastic Beast should have been something completely different. Like Newt Scamander shouldn't have been in it. Like everyone from the first one shouldn't have been in it. Like maybe just have it be about like Jude Law and Mads Mikkelsen going against each other and stuff. That's what it. I don't know. It just had a lot of potential, but it sucked. The only serving grace for Fantastic Beasts is Grindelwald. Yeah, he was good. That's the thing. Like Mads Mikkelsen, he's a great actor, so he did a great job. But again, he's not really in the movie, and the script sucks. So it sucks. Presley Gamer, thank you so much for the $2, man. I've been a fan for a while. Have a good day. Thank you so much, dude. You're a god. Why doesn't anyone just shoot Grindelwald with a gun? At least Harry Potter said in the UK. I mean, it's in America, so you'd think they'd shoot him with a gun. I don't know. I'm pretty sure like Grindelwald can just be like, ooh, the shield, just Protego, Vada Kedavra, and then it doesn't work. But I don't know. As a Harry Potter fan, these movies are alright in my opinion. We should have a Teddy Lupin series. That would be great. I would love that. Teddy Lupin's the kid of Lupin and Tonks. That'd be a great sequel. Wasn't Grindelwald in the first movie? He was. He was played by what's his name? He was also Johnny Depp, but he was somebody else. Who played the Penguin in Batman? What's his name? Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell's his name. He was played by Colin Farrell in the first one, and then he was revealed to be Johnny Depp at the end of the second one, and now he's Mads Mikkelsen. They don't even explain the recast either, which is funny because Johnny Depp and Mads Mikkelsen look completely different in the series, so they just kind of like are just like, okay. And normally recasting makes sense, I guess, for some things, but in this one they could have been like, oh, that wasn't his Johnny Depp wasn't his real face. It was me, it's magic, but they don't do that, which I thought was kind of a missed opportunity. But yeah, this movie sucks. Unfortunately, I did go to see it in theaters with my grandma because she wanted to see it, and I did want to see it too, but I didn't want to go support Ezra Miller. But still, it's like, whatever. A lot more people than him worked on it. I mean, than they worked on it. So I don't know, but what you gonna do? So yeah, this one not good, not a good movie. So let's move on. I keep trying to use a mouse, even though that mouse is to a different laptop. Okay, now this one might get me into some trouble, I guess. But Nope is the next movie I have on the list, and again, pretty low down. So this one is directed by Jordan Peele, who made Get Out and Us, which I thought were really good movies. So I went to go see this one because it's a third of his movies, and I'm like, oh, dope, I really like his movies, so let's go see him. So Karis and I went to the drive-thru to see this, and thankfully the drive-thru was a double feature because this movie sucked, and one we saw after was great, and you'll see that one higher up on the list. But this one was really bad, and I hate to be like that because Get Out and Us were really good, and this one just kind of like dropped the ball. Like, basically, like, the plot is that, like, ooh, aliens are here. We gotta take a picture of it because then we'll get rich and famous. And also there's, like, a monkey that you shouldn't look at because it's an allegory for don't look at it and then it won't kill you. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, the whole plot was just really dumb. Where it's like, ooh, we gotta risk our lives fighting the giant fucking UFO alien in the sky. Alright, let's just take a picture, and like a couple people die, and then they get a picture, and they're like, ooh, now we're gonna be rich and famous. Yep, that's the movie, and it's just kind of like, wow, that was lame. That was really dumb and really lame. And then the only good part of the movie was like the monkey, which I forget his name. I think it was Gordy or something. But basically, it was like it was actually really creepy, and it was the only like scary part of the movie to me, where like the monkey goes feral, so like it kills everybody on the sitcom set except for one kid, and it was actually pretty scary and intense because I've seen real life monkey attacks and stuff. Like back when I was a kid, there was one where some chick got her freaking face ripped off, and I remember that when it happened, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, it's scary. Like I would be terrified if I saw a monkey just run up to me and try to grab my face. Like, I'd be freaking horrified. So that was like the only thing, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool and scary, but the only way that had anything to do with the movie was because it's like, oh, if you just don't make eye contact with them, and then they won't kill you, and it kind of relates a little bit, but again, like it doesn't relate to like any of the main characters. Like the main character who forget his name in the movie, but he was the guy from Get Out and Black Panther. I think it was Daniel Kaluuya. He basically was like, oh yeah, don't look at the horse, and then I won't get mad. So gotta not look it in the eye, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just kind of lame, you know. Like I feel bad because I like the other ones, and a lot of people really like this one. Like look at the Rotten Tomatoes of this one. This one got an 83% of 6.9, so people liked it. But for me, it's just like, this is just lame. Like this is like so out of what Get Out and Us were that I was just like, no, this one ain't for me. Like it's just, I don't know. Like again, if anyone asks if I want to watch this movie, I'll just be like, yeah, read the fucking title, and that's my answer. So I don't know. I hate to be like that, but it was just really lame. Let's see what you guys have to say. Did you hear they replaced Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean with Dwayne The Rock Johnson? I really hope that's not true. Nope was alright. Definitely not good as Us or Get Out. Nope. I know why my mom said she didn't really like it. Yeah. Nope was the worst out of the Jordan Peele movies. I hate how they basically got rid of the Asian guy at the second half of the movie, and the ending felt like a different movie. It really did. Yeah. What's his name? Glenn from The Walking Dead. Loved him. He's a great character. I love him in everything he's in. Yeah, Steven Yeun. However you pronounce it, sorry. Yoon? I don't know. But yeah, he's a really good actor. I really like him. And again, they kind of waste him where he's like, hey, look, I give horses to the alien. Love me. And then he dies. And it's just like, okay, that was neat, I guess. And it's just, I don't know. It was whack. Monkeys and aliens sounds familiar. Yeah, but it's nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good. But yeah, this movie just wasn't good in my opinion. So if people like it, no hate. Again, if you guys like any of these movies and I'm shitting on it, don't take offense. I really couldn't care less. It's like, if you like it, good. I hope I'm not hurting your feelings or anything. But yeah, this one to me was just a no. Alrighty, next we have Lightyear. So this is a new Pixar movie. It's basically a continuation, not a continuation, like a prequel, I guess, to Toy Story, about the real life Buzz Lightyear. But it's not the real life Buzz Lightyear. It's just a movie about Buzz Lightyear that Andy saw as a kid. And that's why he likes Buzz Lightyear. And I'm telling you, I don't know why this was Andy's favorite freaking movie as a kid, because this one sucked. It wasn't good. The only good part was Socks, who was his cat, and Chris Evans talking, because I love Chris Evans. So it was just great to hear him, but it was just everything else sucked. And it was funny because I went to go see this movie. I thankfully got to see this movie for free with my friends, because Ethan worked at the movie theater that at the time when we went to go see it, so he was able to get us in for free. And it was I'm glad we got to see it for free, let me tell you that, because it was just really lame. And there was a lot of controversy at the time of when this movie was coming out about like, ooh, there's gay people in it. Pixar's going fucking woke, bro. This is like the propaganda for our kids. What is this? And I was just like, whoa, guys, calm the fuck down. It's, oh no, gay people. Oh my god, like, who the fuck cares? Like, what? And like, when I saw the movie, like, the only scene was like these two chicks who like kiss once for a millisecond, and that's it. And I'm like, you guys are getting wild up about a gay couple in a movie when they're in it for like 2 seconds. There's no impact on literally anything in the plot. It's like, huh? Like, it was just so dumb. Like, I was like, what is the point if you guys tweak it out over that? So that was like something I defended about the movie, because I'm like, guys, really, come on. But the whole movie itself is just really lame. Like, it's just about the real life Buzz Lightyear being like, oh, I gotta make this test shuttle work. So he flies and goes into the future every time, because every time he leaves, he loses like, 50 years of his freaking life. And then he finds like the granddaughter or the daughter of like his best friend, and then they have to stop Zurg. And do you guys care about spoilers at all? But if you don't, Zurg's revealed to be like, oh my god, it's you. didn't see that coming, and then he kills Zurg, and Zurg opens his eyes to be like, ooh, we're making a sequel, but based on the reception of this one, they're not making a freaking sequel. And it's just, wow, that was really, really, really lame, and all of, like, the supporting cast sucked. Like, Keke Palmer, love Keke Palmer. She's the same with Nope. I love her in Nope. But in this one, she was just annoying kid, and then Taika Waititi sucked, and then the old lady sucked, and the other guy, I don't know if there even was another guy. I don't care. Sucked. So it's just like, there's nothing redeeming about this movie other than Chris Evans' voice acting. So it's just, I don't know. Like, they had some stuff like referencing Toy Story, but it just felt, in some stuff when like you reference a passing, it's like, oh, that's cool. This one just felt like, please remember how good Toy Story was, and let that nostalgia blind you to like our movie. So it's just, it sucked. It really, really, really sucked. So I definitely wouldn't recommend this one at all, because it's just kind of like a money thing where it's like, ooh, yeah, it's Lightyear worth watching? I hope it says no. No, it's a good movie. Is it? No, it's not. And again, why would Andy, who's like 9, why would he like the movie? I don't know. But let's see what you guys have to say. Oh no, not Lightyear, yeah. Just go watch a directed DVD film, The Adventures of Buzz Lightyear and Star Command. Yep, I used to watch that as a kid, and I'd be like, yep, definitely to that one. Sox is amazing. Yeah, he was the best part of the movie. This was supposed to be something, but it was nothing. If I was Andy and saw this movie then, Buzz probably wouldn't have been a part of Toy Story. Literally. It's like, bro, how is this how you like Buzz Lightyear? I swear they should stop making Toy Story movies. The third one was a good way to end the series, but nope, had to make way for Toy Story 5. Yep, I hope Andy yells at Bonnie for losing Woody. Yeah, like, if you guys don't know, they just announced Toy Story 5, and I'm so not excited, because Toy Story 4 was awful. I hated Toy Story 4. Completely ruins the third one, and now they're making a fifth one, and it's like, please stop. You should have stopped at 3. What are you doing? I completely agree. The characters in this movie are ridiculously stupid. Yep. Wayne Knight's performance as Zurg in the 2000 film was way better than anything in Lightyear. Exactly. So this one was just very, like, bad. Very bad. Like, it was just a whole bunch of nothing. And the only reason I was interested is, again, because it was Buzz Lightyear, and I wanted to see what the big fuss was about, like, the gay couple. So it's a nothing movie, and I'm glad I went to see it for free. Like, it's just, I don't know. Alright, next we have another Pixar movie, and to be honest, I completely forgot that this one came out this year, because I saw it so early on, and I don't know. So yeah, next we have another Pixar movie, which I think is the last Pixar movie of the year, Turning Red. So, Turning Red also had a lot of controversy. Last year was a pretty freaking controversial year for Pixar, I guess. Hold on, let me just readjust myself. Okay. It was, I guess, pretty controversial. But apparently, this one was controversial because they were like, oh boy, girls have periods? You can't show kids that! That's not good! And then that's why everyone hated it. And it's like, why? And again, I get hating movies. I don't like this movie, but I don't hate it for something that dumb. So it's like the reason people tweak it out about friggin' Pixar is just because of this goofy stuff. So I don't know, pretty dumb. But in general, this movie just wasn't for me. Like, I bet like my sisters would like it, but when I watch it, it's just like, ooh, it's a very 2000s movie with furries and just K-pop. Love me some K-pop, definitely. So it was just like, wow, this is just a nothing story. And again, like, if you want to see a good mother-daughter story, just go watch Brave, because this movie is literally Brave again. So it's just like, it feels like a rehash, but we got to be diverse. So we're going to make it different from Scottish people. We're going to make it Asian people, and make it nice and lore accurate for big red pandas. Woohoo! And I don't know, it just felt like they were like, okay, this is Brave, but for Asians. And it's like, okay, you still remade, how do you plagiarize yourself? Like, how do you literally plagiarize yourself? It's just Brave. And I don't know, it was kind of dumb. So, oh yeah, and I completely forgot, Ice Mario, you're right, about the 9/11. It's like, why didn't they reference 9/11 in this movie? It's like, what? Why would they? Like, I don't know, like that all the stupid controversy around it is so dumb. Uh, it's like, hey, if you hate it, how about you have like a legitimate reason to hate it instead of like something that's really dumb. But yeah, this one was just a really dumb movie, and I don't know. If you're like a little girl, you might like it, but just I don't know. And Karis didn't like it either, so it's just I don't know. But yeah, it sucked. Definitely one of my least favorite Pixar movies, and I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. Let's see what you guys have to say. Not this shit. Yeah, they hit the bed. Yeah. I hate Turning Red. Yeah. I remember hating this movie because it referenced the 9/11 attack. Yeah, it was so freaking stupid. But yeah, this one's a dumb movie anyway, and just I don't know. I wouldn't recommend unless you have like a little sister or something. All right, next is another Disney Plus. I don't think I've seen any of these movies in theaters besides Nope yet. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Disney Plus. This one was very not good. If you guys don't know, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers used to be like a TV show back in like the 80s, I think. And so they were like, okay, let's use them, but let's make them sound normal, and let's just rip off Roger Rabbit. All right, let's go. And it sucks. It's literally just a really dull Roger Rabbit movie. Like, it feels like, hey, let's take everything that was nice and unique about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and let's just dumb it down to the max. And let's use, like, Disney characters, because we're Disney. We own everything, so we can use so much. And then they don't use, like, anything good. So, it's just... Why? Like, the only good part of this movie was freaking ugly Sonic the Hedgehog from the awful trailer we got. It was his first design for the movie. That was the only good part of the movie. And that was only because I didn't expect it. And I was like, what? Sonic's in this movie? And I was like, yeah, let's go. So, like, I was happy about that because, like, no way they brought back ugly Sonic. But that was the only good part. Everything else was just dull and boring. And just, again, Chip and Dale with the regular voices is just uncanny. And I don't like it. Like, John Mulaney and Andy Samberg, good actors. Good voice actors, especially for John Mulaney. But just as Chip and Dale, it's like they're not supposed to sound normal. They're supposed to sound nice and high-pitched. So, I don't know. It was just really dumb, and I wasn't a fan of it in the slightest. So, yeah, definitely don't check this one out. It's kind of a waste of time. I don't know. I really don't have anything else to say. It was just really boring and dull. And again, most of these down are just because they're really boring. Like, I don't hate all of them. It's just like, hey, would you watch this again? I'd be like, no, I'm going to fall asleep. So, I don't know. It just kind of sucked. Let's see what you guys. Chip and Dale sucky. Yeah. I didn't even know they made another Chip and Dale movie. Yep. It came out pretty early on in the year, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, May. Came out in May. Only on Disney Plus, and like no one talked about it. I just saw it because it was like, hey, Chip and Dale in the movie, and I was like, oh, neat. I'll check it out. Shouldn't have, but yeah. I actually liked the Chip and Dale movie. Ugly Sonic was the best part. Well, I'm glad you like it, but yeah, Ugly Sonic definitely was the best part. Thank you, Presley Gamer, for a $1 donation. I really appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Oh yeah, the other film, John Mulaney, was during 2022. Yep. Is this a tier list or Damon's talking about bad movies? I'm just ranking my movies of the year. I mean, it could be in a tier list if you want. Maybe I'll rank them all at the end. But yeah, I'm just going through my movies, ranking every movie I watched of 2022, and we're still at the bad ones right now. So right now. So yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah. So sucky movie. Definitely don't watch it. Very bad. Very bad. Alright, another horror movie. Orphan First Kill. So, this one was kind of weird. It was a sequel to Orphan, which came out in 2009. And I saw that one, loved it. I thought it was a great movie. So when they announced this one, I'm like, literally how? Because the chick from the first one is 12, so that made it make sense. But this one's a prequel. And the chick's like 20-something now. So it's like, how are you gonna do that? And they did somewhat good with it, I guess. Like, it looked like they made her look tiny, but no matter how much they did makeup, it's like, nah, she still looks 10-something years older. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know why they made it a prequel. It was just very dumb. And as a prequel movie, like we heard about some stuff in the original, like, oh, what did she do before coming to this house? And this movie is literally just exactly what they said in the last one. It's just, okay, yeah, she killed people. Yep, there we go. And it's just, there's nothing unique about it. Like, the only unique thing, I guess, is that they're like, oh, I know who you really are, Esther. And then it's like, okay, that is neat. I do not care. So, like, there's nothing unique about it at all. Everyone dies anyway, besides Esther, of course. So it's just like, oh, we gotta set up for everything that's happening in the first movie. But we're gonna do it in a really shitty way. And it's just like, there is no point to this existing. And it dropped on Paramount Plus. So it's like, wow, yeah, there really was no point to this existing. And it's funny because it's a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, which isn't bad. But, like, when I saw it, it's just like, wow, this is just a nothing prequel. Like, ooh, my collar. Yeah, YouTube. No, I'm live right now. I didn't know that. Thanks, Mail. But, yeah, so it's just really dumb movie. I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend the first Orphan, because that was actually really good. But it's like, this movie had no reason to exist. Like, none at all. Like, if you want to know what happened in this movie, literally just watch the first one. They'll tell you what happened. Like, there's no point. So yeah, really lame movie. And again, just dropped on Paramount Plus. So it's like, wow, what's the point? So yeah. All right, so let's see. What do you guys have to say? America makes sense. Creepy, yeah. It really wasn't that creepy, but I don't know. I'd make a Batman joke, but the subtle is first kill. I get it. This movie proves that not every movie needs a sequel and prequel. Exactly, like the first one was great as a standalone. I thought it was great. It could have had a sequel, but they're like, nah, prequel time. So it's like, so stupid. Sounds useless. It definitely was a useless movie. Nothing prequel is still better than sequel, like Toy Story 4. Yep, I get that. That movie, oh god, that movie was so bad. Her playing a child's creepy. Yeah, it is kind of creepy. And again, it made sense in the first one because she literally was a child. But in this one, it's like, yeah, she is, but she's supposed to be younger, but she looks 10 years older. So it's just like, come on, guys. I don't know. It just was a nothing movie. All right, Halloween Ends, which is the finale of the new Halloween trilogy. So everyone knows Michael Myers. Everyone knows Halloween. It's like, whatever. So I was one of the people who really liked the other two. Like, a lot of people hated 2018. A lot of people especially hated Kills. But Halloween 2018 did a really good job. And by the way, that noise is me playing the figure because I have ADHD. I need to play with stuff. But, like, I liked the second one. I liked 2018 and the second one. So, like, when this one, I'm like, oh, the last of the trilogy. Cool, I'll check this one out. And it's literally such a departure from the previous two. Like, it should have been its own movie, but they just decided to add Halloween to it because they're like, oh crap, we gotta make sure that we make people actually want to go see it. So it was just a nothing movie. Like, Karis and I went to see this in theaters close to Halloween, and we showed up 10 minutes late, and I still understood what was happening. And at the end of the movie, the whole theater was just like, okay, and then left. Like, no one was hyped. Like, I could feel the energy in that theater, and I could feel everyone's disappointment. Like, it was whack. Like, if you guys went to go see Endgame, you could tell, like, oh my god, this was awesome, yeah, great movie, woo! Like, everyone cheering, tweaking out, even, like, No Way Home. This was, like, the literal complete opposite of that. Like, everybody was just like, so it was just a nothing movie. Like, Michael Myers is barely even in it. A new guy's the killer, and he dies anyway, a very unsatisfying death. So it's just like, what was the whole point of building him up to be a new killer? And it was just really bad. And they marketed this as like the final confrontation in between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, and they don't fight till like the last 5 minutes of the movie. And spoiler alert, if you guys even care, when you shouldn't, because they're gonna retcon anyway, he dies at the end of the movie, a definitive death. And that's it. They just kill him, and even though he was barely in the movie, and then they kill him, and then it ends, and it's like, ooh, Halloween ends. Don't fear the Reaper, baby. And that was it. It's just like, huh? Like, it was just such a nothing movie, and it's like, okay, let's do a time jump, from like 5 years later, from 2018. Yeah. Why would we do that? I don't know. Like, they should have had all three take place on the same night. But apparently at the end of Halloween Kills, after Michael killed Laurie's daughter, he's just like, you know what? Instead of going and continuing to murder people, I'm just going to go vibe in a sewer for like 5 years and just wait till some guy comes down who I can possess, give energy to, for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, storytelling sucks. So it's just like, there's so much that didn't work. So much that didn't work. And it was just a waste of an ending for Halloween. Like, this series could have ended fantastic. It could have ended really good. Like, this should have, if the last like 15 minutes of this movie were at the end of Halloween Kills and it ended it there, I would have thought, you know what, 2018 and Kills, really good. Like, they definitely could complement each other very well. They did very nice. But the fact that they just did nothing with this entire movie and pretty much just abandoned the first two, just like, wow, way to go, way to fuck up Halloween. And it's just, I don't know. And again, I like Halloween, so I'm not like a diehard super fan or anything, but I really like it. So the fact that they kind of just fumbled it is just like, wow, way to go. And again, a lot of people didn't like it either because they're on 40% of Rotten Tomatoes and a 5 out of 10. So I don't know. It definitely was a very, very awful ending to the series, and they're definitely gonna just reboot it again with something else. So I don't know. So that's what you guys had to say. 2018 is decent. Yeah, I like it good enough. The film series must be single-handedly keeping the William Shatner mask industry alive. It definitely is. Calling it now. I'm gonna be honest, I stopped watching the Halloween movies after the Rob Zombie Halloween remakes. With that being said, the 3 Halloween movies are better than Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, I agree with that. Halloween should have ended with Halloween H2O. Yep, I agree with that too. Again, I do think 2018 was good. Like, if they ended with that, I actually would have been fine with it. Like, it was a cliffhanger, kind of, with him breathing at the end. But if they just ended there, I would have been fine with it. But, and again, Kills a lot of people didn't like, but I really liked it. I thought it was good. So the fact that, like, this just completely fumbles the bag in, like, every sense of the word is just like, wow, way to go, guys. And again, that theater experience was the most awkward one of my life, where everyone was just so done with it. And it's just like, that's sad. Like, that's really sad. So, I don't know. Sucky. Definitely sucky. Alright, now, this one's pretty low. I don't know if this is a hot take or anything, but next is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So, Marvel has been doing extremely fucking terrible lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't really been working on, like, any MCU videos, only because I am so mad at Marvel. Because everything that they've made, like, in the past few years, has not been good to me whatsoever. Like, I have not liked anything that they put out. Like, last year, they put out Moon Knight. I fucking hated Moon Knight. And again, I know a lot of people really like it, and again, that's definitely a hot take, but I hated it. It was so boring. I hated it so much. And then Miss Marvel, I hated that too. So boring. She-Hulk, hated that too. So boring. And then this one I hated because it was just nothing. It was just a nothing movie where they hyped it up as like, oh yeah, the culmination of the multiverse stuff. It's gonna be so much multiverse. It's gonna be so cool and quirky and multiverse of madness. And they go to like one universe, everyone dies, and then the movie ends. And it's like, wow, that was worth the hype. And Doctor Strange isn't even the main character in his own freaking movie. So it, I don't know. It was just very lame. And like this was like the first like movie where like I went into it with like high expectations, and none of my expectations were met at all. Like walking into like Eternals, I knew it was going to be bad, and it was worse than I thought, but I was still like, oh, I expected it to be bad, so it was bad. I wasn't too worried. But like this one, it's like, oh my god, I get to see Professor X again. Maybe we'll see some Fantastic Four people. And it's just so, I hate to say the word mid, because I hate mid, but it's a fucking mid movie. Like, it's just, I hate it. And like, why is Benedict Cumberbatch credited as Boar? Like, what? what is happening? Like, it's just nothing. And, like, again, the only good part was when, like, they're like, oh, hey, Professor X comes up, and they play the 90s X-Men theme. I was like, that's awesome. That's so cool. But that was the only good part. And then Reed Richards being John Krasinski, I was like, okay, that's dope. That was cool to see that. And then they just waste him by having Wanda just kill them all in, like, 2 seconds. And again, Wanda's whole motivation for killing is dumb anyway. It's like, oh, I need my imaginary kids back. Ooh, yippee. And now I'm evil, and I'm going to kill everybody. I'm going to kill Professor X. I'm going to kill Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to kill Black Bolt. I'm going to kill Agent Carter. I'm going to kill Captain Marvel. It's like, wow, you're evil. I wonder how you're ever going to come back from this. And they try to make her like a misunderstood good guy, and it's like, no, I liked her in all the other movies. This one just ruined her character for me. Again, evil Wanda could have been interested, but the fact that they went so far is what they did with her killing so many freaking people. And then being like, nah, she was just misguided. It's like, no, that's not how you do it. You don't try to redeem her. Like, you could down the line, but not make her evil in a movie and then turn her good again at the end of the movie. It's just like, you don't need to do that. And America Chavez, I didn't have any opinion of her. I thought she was fine. I thought the actress did a good job. There's nothing wrong with her, really. Sure, she was like a plot device, but she was like an okay plot device. Like, I didn't mind her whatsoever. But it was just, it sucked because I really love Wanda. I love the Scarlet Witch, and this movie just completely butchered her. Like, the ending of WandaVision and this movie completely character assassinated her, where I'm like, now she's one of my least favorite Marvel characters. Like, she went from one of my absolute favorites to literally one of my least favorites in a year. So it's like, way to go, Marvel. You completely fumbled the bag with her. And just the whole movie, like, I was so, when it ended, I'm like, wow, that was awful. That was terrible. Like, you notice how Morbius came out in 2022, and I still haven't talked about that yet, and this one's lower? That's how much I didn't like this movie. Like, it was just, I hated it. And the fact that people are like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. At least it's better than Doctor Strange 1. No, Doctor Strange 1 is leagues ahead of this one. Like, leagues ahead. Like, Phase 4 of Marvel has been freaking terrible. Like, there was only, like, a few things in Phase 4 that I thought genuinely were good. Like, Black Panther. I really like that one. You'll see that one much higher on here. But, like, the other two, like this one and Love and Thunder, were just, like, what the hell? But, like, this one, like, to me was just, like, this one was freaking terrible. Like, this is one of my least favorite Marvel movies. Like, I've only seen it 3 times. I saw it once in theaters, and I'm like, okay, I want to see it a second time just to be like, okay, what happened? I saw it a second time. I'm like, nope, I don't like this movie. And then I only saw it a third time because my mom put it on when I went over her house. And she's like, I'm going to watch it. And I'm like, okay. And I watch it with her, and I'm like, yep, nope, still hate it. And I have no desire to ever go back and rewatch it. Like, it's just, it's awful. I don't know. Again, Marvel, just, I am not happy with them lately. Very not happy. Not happy. I don't like Marvel. I don't like modern Marvel now. It's just like, come on, guys. You can do better. Like, even the new Ant-Man. Wasn't terrible. Still didn't like it. And again, it wasn't offensively bad. I was just like, oh, why can't you be good again, Marvel? I don't know. This one, I hated it. I hated it. And I have to rate it only higher because there were some good parts that I genuinely liked, but for the most part, it was just nothing. Just a nothing movie to me. Let's see what you guys had to say. Here in Marvel definitely goes woke, and they're trying to go broke. I don't want to say they're going woke. It's just like they're just trying too many different things, and none of them are working. So I was pretty drained with Marvel at this point. This movie didn't make any of that fatigue go away. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was so bad with editing and CGI and the worst writing in history. I don't know. I didn't think it was awful, Ant-Man. And this one's definitely way worse to me. But it's just, I don't know, like, modern Marvel's just not doing it for me, man. And I used to be such a Marvel cuck. Like, I was such a simp for Marvel. And again, I hate to be like, oh yeah, after Endgame, Marvel's not worth it. And I'm not going to say that, because there's definitely some stuff that's good. But, like, it seems like the magic's gone after Endgame, I guess, if that makes sense. And, like, the only passionate project they put any heart and soul into was, like, No Way Home. Like, everything else was just, and I guess Black Panther, but that's for a different reason. But it's just, like, I feel like they just gave up after Endgame, and it's like, let's just do random shit and hope for the best. So I don't know. It's just, yeah. I have no opinion on Doctor Strange 2, so latest Moon Knight should have just been about him tracking down Dracula to get his money back. That would have been cool. America didn't need to be in the movie either, and we were supposed to feel bad for her. Yeah, her whole thing, again, her character was fine. Like, her acting was fine. But, like, the plot of her, where it's like, oh yeah, she got scared of a bee landing on her finger, so that's where the plot kicked off. It's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, that was dumb. That was so dumb. Are you gonna rank Shin Ultraman? Didn't see that, so that won't be on the list. Morbius actually pretty funny if you go into it for the memes. Memes aside, though, it's really just generic. I'll talk about it later. Like, for me, I'll tell you why it's higher, because, yeah, I'll let you know. They spaghettied Reed. I think this is the start of a trend. I'm looking at you, Scott Lang. Ever since Stan Lee died, Marvel hasn't been the same. Yep. Chapek ruined Marvel by forcing out cheap projects, and I'm glad he's gone. Was that the guy who ran Disney or something? I don't know. But yeah, Marvel just feels like they're forcing stuff out. Like, it's just like, ooh, we need content. We need content. And it doesn't feel like there's any genuine passion behind it anymore. It just feels like, oh, we need content. I gave up on most new movies, waiting for reviews and people I trust before I even consider watching. I get that. I like trying to check out stuff. Like, Marvel, I'm always going to go see the new ones. Like, even though I don't like them, I'm still going to go see it because I'm just too deep into it now to give up. But, like, I don't know. It's just, every time I watch it, I'm just like, why are you bad? Oh, I don't know. It's just sad. It's really sad. MCU ended Endgame. Yep. Marvel is ruined by its mediocre movies. Whenever I like watching them, it's a good time. Yeah, sometimes it's a good time. Other times it's like, wow. Like this one. Like, I hated it. Like, speaking of how I feel, Thor Love and Thunder. Next movie. Everyone ranks this as, like, their least favorite Marvel movie now. I wouldn't go that far. Like, to me, I watched it, and I was like, oh, it's pretty funny. And I haven't thought about it since. Like, this is one of the only Marvel movies I haven't rewatched. Like, I watched it once in theaters with Karis and my family, and I haven't thought about it since, pretty much. Where it's just like, oh, it was a movie that happened, and I don't really care for it. Like, it wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was just kind of there. Like, it's a movie. I kind of feel the same way about it as I do Thor: The Dark World, where it's just, oh, it's just kind of there. Like, I don't know. And a lot of people are, like, saying this is better than The Dark World. I definitely wouldn't say that. Like, I always hated Natalie Portman in this series. I like Natalie Portman, but as Jane, it's like, no. And they did nothing with her character. They made her whiny, and they made her too cringy, I want to say. I don't know the right word for it, but she was just like, they tried to do, like, cringy lines to make her be, like, awkward and stuff, but they didn't really work for me. They made Thor really dumb. They completely undo everything in Endgame with him about going off with the Guardians. Like, he's with them for literally 5 minutes of the movie, and then he's off on his own in a shitty CGI costume. Valkyrie does nothing, Korg does nothing, nothing really happens. Gore was awesome. Christian Bale, great actor, so he did a fantastic job, but they gave him literally nothing to work with. He just kills one god on screen, and then doesn't the rest of the movie. Even though he's called Thor the God Butcher, not Thor, Gore the God Butcher, he literally only kills one god on screen, and that's it. And it was just like, wow, that was a waste of time. That was a waste of a character. It was a waste of an actor. So it just sucks because it's like, oh, he could have done really good. Like, if the movie actually focused on him, then it could have been good. But this one just had so wildly different tones that it was just, it felt like a parody of Thor rather than like an actual Thor movie. Like, I was excited because, like, Taika Waititi to come back. It's like, oh, yay, cool. Ragnarok was really good, so I'm really excited for this one. But it's just not. Like, it feels like there's so much conflicting tones. Like, again, Gore, his whole family, he's literally an atheist now because he tried to pray for the gods, but the gods didn't help him just because they're selfish. So he's like, oh, now I hate all gods. I'm going to kill all gods. And it's like, okay, interesting. That's really interesting, actually. And then meanwhile, jokes. Thor's like cracking jokes, being like, "Elmow, look at my goat. Look at my hammer. I'm gonna fuck that hammer." Yep, and it's just like, what is happening? Like, again, I didn't hate it as much as some people do, but it was just like really down there for me, where it's like, yeah, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's not really memorable either. So it's like, I don't know. And they even make jokes about cancer, which is like, I mean, you do that. You do that, I guess. But I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. Yeah, let's see what you guys have to say. Hopefully James Gunn DCU will be better. Let's hope so. I hate the gore design. It ruined his uniqueness, and I think they should have made it more serious with cancer. Yeah, I feel about that way too. What I was just saying. The gore design I think is okay. I read a thing that didn't want to make him look too much like Voldemort, which I kind of understand. But again, it's just like, he kind of does anyway, so whatever. And the stuff with cancer, it's like, yeah, maybe don't joke about that every 5 seconds. Thor Love and Thunder was not the worst movie ever, but the comedy nonstop completely kills the story and experience for me, and Jane is still so weird. Yep, again, spoiler alert, she dies, but doesn't, because she goes to Valhalla at the end, and it's just like, okay, don't set anything up with her, just leave her dead, because literally no one likes her. Like, no one liked her in the series, and this movie didn't do anything to fix that, so it's like, hey, if you guys can't write her, stop bringing her back. Like, when she was gone from the third one, it's like, yay! She's gone. Woohoo. Hopefully we'll never see her again, and she shows up in this one again. It's like, they had potential to make her actually a good character with Lady Thor. But, nope. She's nothing, so it's like, wow, way to drop the ball on that one, too. This movie's too much comedy. Yeah. Al the core gosh butcher. Okay. But yeah, this one is just very mid to me. It was just like, wow, guys, way to go. And I think we only had 3 major Marvel movies this year. And again, only one of them I genuinely liked. Multiverse of Madness, hated it. This one I've not thought about since I watched it. And the only other one was good. So it's just like, Marvel's really freaking losing their touch now. Like, the fact that, like, in most of every other year of Marvel, most of the Marvel movies would be, like, really close to the top. And lately, they've just been really close to the bottom. So it's like, yeah, you guys are doing something good. I don't know. Next is Hocus Pocus 2. So, as a kid, I always used to watch the first Hocus Pocus. Basically, every Halloween I watch it. It's about the Salem witches and stuff. Really, really cute kids movie. It's a Disney movie. Really like that one. Really good movie. And then when they finally announced a second one, I was like, oh, finally. I've been waiting for a second one forever. And then they said, oh yeah, but only the witches and Billy are coming back. All the main characters from the first one won't be there, and it's like, oh, well, that makes my enjoyment go down a lot. And then I saw the trailer about like the new kids, and I'm like, oh, no. Then I watched the movie, and the new people sucked, like how I thought. Like, every single one of them was awful. Like, even acting-wise, which I hate to say because they're kids, but, like, they could not act to save their lives. And it felt like they were trying to go for, like, a lesbian love story between 2 of the kids. But, like, it's Disney, so they were like, no, can't do that. And it just kind of feels super underdeveloped for their relationship, I guess. And there's a third wheel chick who's there. And then the witches are the only good part because they play the exact same characters they did in the first one. And that's why I think it all works out. But like, that's why this one's a little bit higher, just because it's kind of nostalgic how they act, but like, there wasn't enough of it to make it like go up. So I don't know. It was just really dull, lame, and an awful sequel to a really good movie. So they should have just never made a Hocus Pocus 2 unless they could have gotten everybody back. Because if they got everybody back, then I bet you Hocus Pocus 2 would have been a banger. But they literally just don't do anything with him. And again, Billy does good. He comes back too, and he finally gets put to rest, which is good for him. But I don't know. It's just, they took all the good stuff from the first one, made it less cool, and then took out everything with the main characters, which is sad. So yeah, this one is really dumb. Like, I'm not gonna watch it again, and I really wish they would have kept it in the drafts until they were able to get all the original actors back. But what you gonna do? So let's see what you guys had to say. Is there any role in Discord for people who have donated on stream? I can make one, I guess. You just have to message me in Discord, being like, hey, I donated. And I can be like a cool person or something like that. Hocus Pocus 2 is just crappy. Yep, it really is. Poor Billy. Yeah, poor Billy. He didn't deserve it. But yeah, not going to spend too much time on this because the freaking writer certainly didn't. But yeah, kind of crappy. All right. I love how that's just a freaking the thumbnail for Chris Pratt now. I love that. That's awesome. Anyway, next is Jurassic World Dominion. So I went to see this with my mom because she dragged me to watch it because she loves Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, and I've never been a big fan of dinosaurs. Like, I don't know, hot take. I don't really like Jurassic Park that much, just because like I'm not that big into that kind of genre, I guess. But I liked Jurassic World just fine until my family watched it like 10 million times a day, and I was just like, yeah, I hate it now. And then we went to see the second Jurassic World the same day we saw Ant-Man and the Wasp in theaters, and I don't even remember it because it was just so boring. And then this one I watched, and the only reason I was kind of invested was because I had the 3 characters from the first one. I'm like, oh, I like them. Cool. And then none of them do anything in the movie. Nothing happens. Like, at the end of the second one, they're like, oh, dinosaurs now roam the earth, and they gotta learn to coexist with humans. How are we gonna do that? And then they just don't go anywhere with that and be like, ooh, this, that plot, pretty cool plot we set up at the last one. How about we just have, like, locusts eat plants? Sounds pretty sick, right? And it's like, no, what are you doing? And, like, even, like, when all the actors meet, like, at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, hey, you're that guy from Jurassic Park. And he's like, oh, my God, you're that guy from Jurassic World. Ooh, look at the big dinosaur. Oh, he's dead. Damn. That was whack. And the movie ends, and it's like, huh? So it was just really a nothing movie. Like, again, it wasn't really bad. It wasn't really good. It was just a movie that happened that I saw once. I'm never going to watch again. It was just very there, you know? So, I don't know. It just wasn't good. It definitely wasn't good. And as like a closing chapter to the Jurassic series, it's like, wow, that went out with such a whimper. Way to go. So, I don't know. It just didn't really need to exist, and they should have set up something. They could have set up something good with the second one, because they set up something really interesting, and then this one, the payoff was just like, wouldn't it be funny if there was no payoff? It's like, okay. Like, even at the end, it's like, oh yeah, the dinosaurs can coexist with humans. It's like, can they? I don't know. So, I don't know. That was dumb. What'd you guys say? Goofy movie. It was a very goofy movie. Messaged me in Discord. Thanks, man. But yeah, this one is just lame. Definitely wouldn't recommend going to see it. Very, very dull. What else is next? Alright. Morbin time, baby. Let's go. Morbius. Goofiest movie. Goofiest movie I've ever seen. It was so bad, but I loved it. Am I wearing it? I am. I'm literally wearing an It's Morbin Time shirt right now, by the way. That's how goofy it is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm literally wearing It's Morbin Time, the shirt. Karis got this for me off of, like, freaking Redbubble, and I love it. It's, like, my favorite shirt ever. It's a godly shirt. Again, movie sucks, but the memes are freaking amazing, so, like, it's awesome. But, yeah, this movie was really bad, but it was so funny bad. Like, whoever was saying that earlier, where it's like, if you go into it for the memes, it's funny. And, like, I went into it because right before we went to go see it, Karis and I were going to go see it, we heard that, oh, it's the worst Marvel movie of all time. Like, worse than every, like, early 2000s Marvel movie. And I was like, oh, my God, that's awful. Because Elektra, the 2005 Elektra, is my least favorite movie of all time. So when I said it was worse than that, I was like, oh, fuck. How is that possible? And I went to see it, and it was just so funny because how bad it was that I laughed every 5 seconds, and it makes me enjoy it. Like, there are some people who genuinely, like, despise this movie. Ethan's one of them. He watched it, and he hated it. He's like, I'm never watching this shit again. And I've seen it, like, 3 times because it's just so freaking funny. Like, every time I watch it, I'm dying laughing because it's so stupid. So, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those, it's kind of like those guilty pleasure movies for me. Like, if you came up to me and said, hey, is Morbius good? I'd be like, no. But if you watch it as a comedy, it's like a 10 out of 10, man. Like, this shit's so goofy. It's so funny. Everyone racks on the post-credit scene, which I do think is dumb. It's like, what was the point of that? I get they're trying to set up Sinister Six, so that was kind of stupid. But, like, in this one, it's like, bro, this movie is so goofy. And, like, when Doctor Who dances to a song telling you to have sex, like, bro, nothing gets better than that, I'm telling you. Like, it was just so fucking... I want to see... I know it has, like, pretty low on Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, it's got a freaking 16. Jesus Christ. Yeah, got a 16% of Rotten Tomatoes. So, yeah, that's not good. But I don't know. Like, it's just so funny. Where it's like, dude, if I'm in the mood for something to laugh at, I'm gonna put Morbius on because it's just so freaking funny. But yeah, like, again, better than Doctor Strange and Thor to me, just because it was so funny bad that I'm like, yeah, I can watch it. But, like, Doctor Strange was just trying to do something and utterly failed. Thor was just there. And this one feels like an early 2000s Marvel movie. So I kind of feel kind of nostalgic for it, I guess. And also, it's so funny that I just laugh. Like, it feels like it should be part of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man series. Like, it's just so that funny. But yeah, definitely want to see what you guys have to say, because I don't know what that take is. I saw the first Jurassic Park film this year. It was honestly quite good. Besides that, I'm pretty sure I watched the third one once, and I remember, like, 3 scenes. Yeah, I get that. The first Jurassic Park is, like, the only good one, pretty much. It's Morbin time, yes, sir! It was bad, but I loved it, too. The way they overuse slow motion in the movie gets me laughing every time. Literally. It's bad, but funny. Exactly. When I was flying to Florida for a holiday last summer, I just randomly decided to watch Morbius in Italian. I gotta try that now. I'm probably gonna watch Morbius after this live. I'm kidding. Screw Sony's spin-off of Marvel side characters and villains. They have something to do with Spider-Man, but the actual guy ain't even in the movie. And can't even get a Peter Parker variant universe. Yeah, it sucks. I like the Venom movies, but, like, they need to stop. Like, they need to just stop making, like, Kraven the Hunter and Madam Web. It's like, no, you don't need to do that. So it's dumb. And again, who picked Morbius to freaking use? And the fact that they, like, that Sony saw the memes and were like, man, people love our movie, and then they re-released it and it flopped again, was the funniest shit ever. It's like, this movie's the best, bro. Like, this is number 1 of the year in comedy, bro. Like, it was just so stupid. I don't know. Definitely watch it. This is the first watchable one on the list where it's like, bro, check it out. It is so goofy. And again, people can be like, you put this above Nope, and I'm like, yep. Yes, I did, and I'm proud of that. So yeah, it was so freaking funny. Alright, so for Morbius on, these are like watchable movies. Like, they're not terrible. Like, you're not gonna want to kill yourself watching them. Like, it's just, they're movies. Like, they go from, like, funny to mid to great. So yeah, there we go. So Smile was one of the movies that came out this year. Karis convinced me to watch it because she's like, that's actually good. And when we finished it, I'm like, bro, what crack are you smoking? This shit was goofy. And again, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't good. It was one of those movies, exactly like Morbius, where it was so bad that it was so enjoyable because it was so funny. Like, literally, like, the plot is that, like, if you guys have ever seen It Follows, it's like an entity that, like, possesses people, and, like, it's like I'm gonna smile, and then it just kills itself in front of you. And if you see the thing be like, and it kill itself, then you get, like, possessed, and then you eventually will smile and kill yourself too. And then Kevin Bacon's daughter is the main character, and she's like, all right, damn, I saw some bitch kill herself. I gotta find a way not to kill myself. And then she kills herself anyway. It's just like, what? And there's so much goofy shit going on. Where, like, Cal Penn, like, in a hallucination, she sees Cal Penn be like, rip his face off, be like, wow! And it's just so fucking funny. It's like, what is this? And at the end, like, some goofy monster is like, ooh, I'm the smile demon. And it just eats her. And he's like, ooga booga, and it's literally just a ripoff of The Ring and Smile, but not Smile, The Ring and It Follows merged into one movie. And it's just so such a bad version of both of those movies, and it's just so funny. And friggin' A-Train's in it, so I mean, I guess never mind, 10 out of 10 movie. But like, it was so goofy bad. Like I've only seen it once. I would watch it again because if I want to laugh, I'll watch it again. But people's like, oh my god, this is genuinely a horrifying movie, such a spooky movie. I'm like, guys, no, no, it's not. Like, I wasn't scared once. I was dying laughing the whole time. It was so funny. How much you would have got? Got an 80. You got an 80%. Like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. So you got an 80%. Like, bro. Hey, yeah, look, literally, people also search for It Follows. What do you know? It's just, I don't know. It was a very goofy horror movie. That's all I have to say. Smile. Yeah, literally. It's so dumb. Next, Minions. The Rise of Gru, baby. Movie of the year, Minions, sweet baby. I unfortunately wasn't one of the people to go dress up in a fancy suit and go watch it in theaters, but it was actually pretty good. I didn't expect it to actually be good. I got a lot of nostalgia from Despicable Me in this one, so yeah, I don't know. It was very goofy. Like, I hated the first Minions movie, but this one's literally just Despicable Me again, but with a young Gru. And it was actually pretty good. And they had a remix version of, like, I'm having a bad day. And I was like, let's fucking go, bruh. And I don't know. It was bad, but it was good. Like, you'll see a trend of it this middle of this where it's like, it's really bad, but it's so funny that I just can't help but like it. So it's just a very, very goofy, silly movie where the minions are actually funny. I don't know. There's really not a lot to say. It's just so funny with, like, Michelle Yeoh randomly showing up and teaching them kung fu, and then they turn into, like, chickens and fight villains. I don't know. It's really dumb, but it's so much better than the first one. We get, like, nice cameos of Dr. Nefario. We get cameos by Gru's mom, by Vector, who's the greatest fictional character in all of fiction. But yeah. Pretty silly. Steve Carell, thank you for reprising your role as Felonious Gru. His name's Felon. What? Of course his name's freaking Felon. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Okay, we got Felonious Gru. Thank you, Steve Carell. Freaking, I don't know. Goofy. Who else is in this movie? Freaking Johnny Godfrey. I have to stop. This is goofy. Very goofy movie. Definitely. What is this? What is happening? I don't know. Watch it. It's funny. The first Minions was really bad, but this one was good. I don't know. All right, see. I actually thought Smile was really good. Whole lot of symbolism in it. Glad you like it. Really glad you like it. Again, I just couldn't get past how goofy and silly it was, so I just couldn't take it seriously. Yes, Minions, baby. Banana. Gru's dreams were destroyed after Whoosh blew up the moon. Yeah, that would suck. Gru the Felon. Yes, sir. Oh my god, this movie was so goofy. I don't know. What else we got? X. Alright, so X was apparently one of the greatest horror movies of all time and greatest horror movie of the year, and I don't agree with it. I thought it was good. Like, this is one of those movies where it wasn't so bad it's good, where, like, I actually did like it, but it wasn't fantastic. And I think it's all the hype around it kind of, like, brought my expectations a little too high. So when I eventually watched it, I was like, oh, this is just kind of okay. Like, it wasn't awful. Like, I love the aesthetic. I love how it's based in, like, the 70s and stuff, and, like, takes some cues from, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and, like, other, dirty porno movies of the time. Like, I thought it did a really good job with that, but just the way people like hyping this up to be like the greatest horror movie of all time, I was just like kind of like let down, I guess. And again, doesn't do a bad job with any of the stuff it's trying to portray. It just was a movie that existed, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's all right. And the kills were fine. Everything about it was just fine to me. It's just like, yeah, it's definitely good, but it's just I don't know. It just is very there, I guess. And Jenna Ortega is in this movie, so if you guys want her, I guess you can watch it. You watch it. You get to see her butt for like 2 seconds. And I'm not one of those Jenna Ortega simps because to me she still looks like she's freaking like 13, and I'm like, So when she like took off her clothes in the movie, I was like, I feel like a pedo watching this. I don't like it, but I don't know. It was whack. I don't know. It was just there. And again, most horror buffs will be like, oh my god, you just don't get it. But like, I don't know. Pearl was much better, and you'll see that much higher in the list. What? Yeah. I can't believe that Roman numeral 10 is so great to make a biopic about it. Yes, sir. Didn't watch X, don't have anything to say. Yeah, I definitely recommend watching it if you like horror movies and like seeing titties, I guess, and Kid Cudi's booty. I mean, if you like Kid Cudi's booty, definitely go watch it. But, yeah. It was okay. Again, definitely not 94% of Rotten Tomatoes good, but it was alright. Alright, next, we have The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which was a Nicolas Cage movie of this year. And I went to go see this with my mom because we both love Nicolas Cage, and it was really funny. This is again one of those bad it's good movies, but to me it's better than X just because I love Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal. So having it be this high is just because seeing those two together is so funny because I love both of them. So it was just so goofy seeing them interact and like just talk about Nicolas Cage's career and stuff, and him trying to have to kill Pedro Pascal. It was just so funny. Yeah, this one is hilarious. When me and my mom went to go see it, there's like no one else in the theater until like halfway through. And I swear to God, that guy was just theater hopping because like who comes to see this like halfway through the movie? But it was really funny. Karis hated it. I think it's just because she doesn't like Nicolas Cage, so that makes sense. But I thought it was really funny. Like I would definitely watch it again. Get to see young Nicolas Cage in it. You get to see like the Nicolas Cage freaking pillow. That was a meme that looks like my Better Call Saul pillow I have in my room. It was just so goofy. It was very funny. If you like Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal, definitely watch it because it was just really funny. There's like no real plot or anything to that. Like it's just, hey, goofiness. Check out this silliness going on here. So, that's how it was. I just thought it was pretty good. So, yeah, this movie is hilarious. It really is. My mom and I were dying watching. It was so funny. But yeah, definitely not one that should be as high as it is on this list, but I just really enjoyed. It's really fun. I'm glad I got an 87% though. That's good. But yeah, I liked it a lot. And I was sad that a couple people died in it. Don't worry, Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal don't, but a few people do, and I was like, oh, they didn't deserve that. But yeah, that's just that one. Alright, next we have Barbarian. So Barbarian is another horror movie of the year that we saw like a trailer for at like the movie theater, so we had to go watch it. Karis and I watched this on New Year's Eve, and on HBO Max. It was actually pretty good. Basically because like every expectation you have watching this movie, like you get subverted. Like you're like, oh, this is gonna happen. Nope, this is gonna happen. Nope, this is gonna happen. Nope. Like I really don't want to spoil a lot to this movie because it's actually like genuinely creepy, and like again, like the trailer, thank God, showed nothing about the movie. Like I went into this thinking like, oh, Bill Skarsgård's gonna kill Tess or whatever, and literally, like it changes so much. Like so many things happen that you don't expect. That it's like, wow, that's unique and that's really cool. So I don't want to spoil a lot about it, but if you like horror movies, I definitely think this is one of the best horror movies of the year. Like, definitely check it out. I want to see what it got. It got 93. Good, deserved. And by the way, this guy's Alvin from Alvin and Chipmunks, by the way. So if that doesn't convince you that don't convince you to watch it, nothing will. But, yeah, everyone does a really good job. Bill Skarsgård, of course, does a great job because he's Pennywise. Dude's a god. But, it's like, yeah, this one is actually sincerely good. I definitely would watch it again. One of the best horror movies of the year. Yeah. That's all I have to say about it. Did you guys see this one or heard about it all? But yeah, thought it was pretty goofy. Not really much else to say about it. All right. So this one was like nominated as like being like the greatest movie in recent years. Everything Ever All at Once, and I got it. I bought it at Walmart. Karis and I watched it, and it was pretty good, pretty definitely unique. I can say that, definitely very unique. But I wouldn't go as far to say it's one of like the greatest movies of all time. You know, like I don't know. It's just this one is very out there, and so much things happened that like my brain couldn't comprehend everything going on. And I'm happy that it's very successful because I like everybody in the movie. Like everybody who's in the movie, I really like Michelle Yeoh, K.Q. Kwan, or however you say his name, Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Goonies, and Jamie Lee Curtis I love, James Hong I love, Jenny Slate I love. Like what? No, what is this? It was just really neat and interesting, and I liked everything that was happening in the movie. But it was just very, very, very out there, very, very out there, and that's not for everybody. It definitely wasn't for me, I guess, where it's like I like it at once. I get it because everything ever all at once, but I like it. But it was just so much going on that like my head is just like hurting watching. And again, everything ever all at once. You'd think obviously it's like maybe it's meant to be like that, and I definitely was meant to be like that. But it's just like I don't know. It was just a lot of things happening, and it definitely deserves all the awards. It gets super creative by hopping in between all the universes. Like this is literally what Multiverse of Madness should have been. This is definitely the best multiverse movie of the year. I'll say that. But yeah, it was just that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say except like everyone did a fantastic job. I'm so glad that Short Round, I'm just gonna keep calling him that, is back in the limelight now because he hasn't acted since he was a kid, and I'm so glad that he's starting to get work again because he did fantastic in this movie. So really happy for him. So yeah, everything happens at once. That's why you can't comprehend it. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but pretty good movie. Definitely check it out. It's very weird, but yeah, definitely check it out. All right, next we got Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So this one was very good. I really liked it. Everyone loves Shrek. Everyone loves Shrek. So when it was finally we're getting like another Shrek spin-off after all these years, I was like, oh my god, finally. So I was really happy to see it, and I only saw the first Puss in Boots like once when it came out years ago. Don't remember anything about it, but I was told like, oh, you don't need to know anything about it, so you're good. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I just went to go see it, and you're right. I didn't need to see anything about it, and it was really good. It was really good. It was so good seeing Antonio Banderas back as Puss in Boots. He did a fantastic job. But yeah, and we're missing a movie on the list. I just noticed. Did I talk about Uncharted? Because Uncharted was towards the end where it sucked. Anyway, Uncharted down there sucks. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Puss in Boots was great. Salma Hayek did pretty good. Florence Pugh is amazing. I love Florence Pugh. She was like one of the highlights of the movie to me. The dog was funny. That dog was okay, I guess. I didn't really. It was all right. Of course, Baby Bear. That's funny. He was really funny. Oh my God, Jack Horner, one of the greatest cinematic villains of all time. John Mulaney. Oh my God, that dude slayed in his freaking movie. Like as Jack Horner is like, oh my God, he was the best. I loved him so much. Like he was definitely the greatest part of the movie. And I've seen all these memes of him too, and it's like so deserved. So deserved. Like I've seen like memes about like, oh, Steven Universe versus Jack Horner. It's just so funny. But yeah, the movie's visually gorgeous. Like definitely one of the best animated DreamWorks movies. It definitely takes a lot from Spider-Verse. Like in the opening fight where Puss is fighting like a big tree demon or whatever, like all the shots like remind me of like Attack on Titan or like Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shots where he's like zooming around all the camera angles. Like it's filmed animated beautifully. Like it does a great job. So yeah, it just very, very, very good movie. And you get to see a couple Shrek cameos in here, and I was like, yes, finally. I don't want to really. Oh, you guys have probably all seen it, but at the end, that's why I'll say it anyway. But at the end, where like they get into a boat and like Puss is like, okay, we're gonna go see some new friends, and like the Shrek theme starts to play, and it pans to far, far away. I was like, let's fucking go. Oh, we're getting Shrek 5. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So like, I was so happy about that. I was like, yes, sir. Like, just hearing that music again, I was like, oh, oh my god. I was so fucking happy about it. But yeah, it was a great movie. But yeah, it was great. So you guys have to say, I love this movie. Puss in Boots is amazing. Yep. Yes. Who's your favorite fearless hero? Yep. Amazing animation, art style, fantastic. Puss in Boots God tier. Yep. Masterpiece of a movie. Yep. Great voice acting and cast. Yeah. Antonio Banderas, Salma Hayek, Florence Pugh, the Baby Bear, Mama Bear, Papa Bear. Everyone did a great job. Jack Horner. Oh my god, dude, killed. The opening, the soundtrack, the animation, the cast, the story, the human, real life PTSD story of perfection. Yeah, I didn't even touch on that. Yeah, like the panic attack that he has, and like, oh, I didn't even talk about death. What is wrong with me? Yeah, death. Jesus Christ, death was so freaking scary. Like that whistling song, like Jesus. Like I just left the movie theater today, and Puss in Boots was like playing. I could hear it, and I heard like the whistle again, and I was like, oh my god, like. Death was great. Like he was a fantastic villain. The final fight between him and Puss was like, Jesus Christ, that was amazing. And he was such a good character. And like it just he did fantastic. And yeah, like everything was fantastic. But yeah. You wouldn't shoot a puppy, would you? Yeah, in the face. Why? Like, God. So iconic. Anything to do with Shrek is bound to be godly. Exactly. Possibly the best animated film of 2022. I would say it's definitely the best animated film of 2022. Shrek is handsome. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Yes, sir, he is. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. I love it. Great movie. Just the ones that are above it, just I like for different reasons, I guess. But yeah, great movie. Fantastic. Alright. Next, we have Scream. Technically Scream 5, but they called it Scream, just gonna be goofy. But yeah, so Scream was like the first movie I saw of 2022. That's one of the reasons high, because I guess nostalgia for a movie that came out a fucking year ago. But I've loved Scream. I always loved Scream. Definitely, basically my generation's horror films. Like everyone loves Scream. So like you hear it's coming back, it's like, yeah, woohoo! And it was really good. Like it was so great seeing Sydney, Gale, and Dewey back together again. Hearing Ghostface again, it was like, yes sir, let's go. And like having Huey in it, Jack played Huey. You know, having him in it was awesome. There was so much about it I just love. Like they were able to tie it in to the last movie, to Scream 4, with a couple of characters. They tied it really in heavily with the first one, but in like in a good way, not in like a cliche way or anything. Like the kills were really good, some of the goriest kills I'd say. Not as gory as one of the kills from Scream 4, but still pretty gory. So it does a really good job. And a spoiler alert, they kill off one of the main characters, and that was really sad. I was like, oh, it's so sad to finally see one of them go. But it made sense why they did it. It was nice to finally add stakes, I guess, to be like, yep, these guys aren't invincible, something has to happen. So it was really nice to see that. Just everything I really enjoyed, because it just felt like, yeah, Scream franchise has always been good. The only one I don't like is Scream 3. But like seeing this, it's like, this is definitely like my second favorite Scream, other than the first one, of course. So it was just, they did a really, really good job. And the only thing I wasn't too big of a fan of was that I could guess the killers right away. One of them was a psycho in another movie that I watched, so I was like, oh, it's probably them. And then the other one was like obvious from like the first like 2 seconds of the movie. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely them. And I turned out to be right, so I was like, oh yeah, that was kind of lame. But besides that, like, this movie was really good. Like, it was fantastic. And again, Jenna Ortega was also in it. Again, I'm not as hyped up for her as everybody else in the freaking world is. She's barely in the movie, so whatever. But yeah, like, I'm really excited for Scream 6, which comes out pretty soon. Definitely gonna go check that out. Yeah, like, I think they did a really good job. And again, like, even though like some of the new characters weren't the best. Like the main chick, like this chick, I didn't really care for that much. The supporting cast with her was fine. So I really hope, honestly, I really hope she gets killed in the next movie because I didn't really like her that much. But everyone else around her was fine. These guys were great. Their OG cast was great, even though they weren't really in it that much besides Dewey. They still were fantastic. But yeah, definitely really, really good. I just wish it was called Scream 5, even though I know why they didn't call it Scream 5. But yeah, horror genre kind of died for me over the years. Yeah, I get that. Shrek is God. Shrek is beyond our eyes. Yes, sir. Scream is the GOAT. Yes, it is. I didn't have time to see Scream. Oh, that's okay. It's on Paramount Plus right now if you want to go check it out. I definitely recommend seeing it. It's definitely really, really good. But yeah, definitely high up there. All right, baby. Sonic 2. Let's go. Sonic 2. Great movie. I was so looking forward to this one when I saw the trailer. We got Tails, we got Knuckles, we got comic accurate. Yeah, we got video game accurate Eggman. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Me, Karis, and a couple of my friends of mine went to go see it in theaters, and it was great. We loved it. It was very Sonic, you know, and you guys know how much I love Sonic. So it was just very Sonic like, where like it acted more like the games. I really liked the first one too, but it was kind of like, it kind of felt like Sonic X to a degree and not really like the game Sonic, but having everything from like Tails and Knuckles showing up and using moves from the games and having stuff like from Sonic Heroes go on, and it was just really cool. Like, it was very cool to hear Idris Elba as Knuckles. He did a fantastic job. I was so happy when they announced him. I was like, yes, yes. And they got Colleen O'Shaughnessy back as Tails, which I was like, yeah, that's awesome, because she voices Tails in the games. So I'm really glad they got her to do Tails, because she does a fantastic job in the game. So it's like, she's definitely going to do one in the movie, and she did. I love the relationship between Sonic and Tails in this one. I like how it goes further away from the human side. There's still enough of it, but like, I'm glad they kind of shied away from it a little bit. There's only one big scene where there's a lot of humans, and that was okay. But I'm hoping that like in the third one, like they go full on into like Sonic's world and stuff like that. Because again, the humans aren't bad, but it's just like we're definitely at that point in the franchise where it's like, okay, let's leave more of the humans behind. Let's go more into the Sonic side, I guess. But yeah, this one was great. It was definitely such a huge love letter to Sonic fans, and again, I'm a Sonic fan, so I was. Like, when the Death Egg robot showed up, I was like, oh my god. Like, when they went to Labyrinth Zone, I was like, yes. And there was a point where, like, Sonic was drowning, and they didn't play the theme, but you could hear, like, a leitmotif of the theme of the drowning theme from Sonic, and it was like, yo! I was like, oh my god, yes. And you guys know me how much I love my leitmotifs. So I was so happy about the musical choices. I wish there was more video game music in the series. Like, when he was sliding down to ice, I was really hoping that Ice Cap would play, but they didn't because, you know, copyright issues, I guess. But it was so good. But yeah, I was very, very happy. What else was there? Oh yeah, Supersonic. Jesus Christ, when Sonic became Supersonic, I was so excited. Like, when the Master Emerald broke and I saw like all the 7 cast emeralds, I'm like, yeah, I know what's about to happen. Like, Supersonic kicked the crap out of Eggman. I was like, oh my god, yes. And like, me and my bud screamed at the end when like I was the first one who noticed, of course. I'm a fucking nerd. But like, when some chick went up to the gun commander, like, even that I was hyped by. Where like, we found out that random Olive Garden dude from the first one is actually the freaking gun commander. I was like, oh my god, what? Like, that was dope. And then when the chick comes up to him and she says, yeah, we found this project that Eggman had from like 50 years ago. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. And then you see freaking Shadow come up and he's like, Project Shadow. And then Shadow opened his eyes and I was like, ah! We were all like, oh my god, Shadow. Like, it was so freaking cool. Like, I was expecting like Metal Sonic for the next one, but they like quickly were like, nope, we're going into Sonic Adventure 2, baby. And I was like, yes, yes. Like, I was so hyped for the next one. So yeah, we get freaking Sonic 3, which I'm hoping has Shadow and Shadow and Metal Sonic in it. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped. So this was a great movie. Definitely a great gateway from the first into leading more into the Sonic side of things. So I'm so excited to see where it goes. And again, Jim Carrey better come back as Eggman because he did so good. What did you guys have to say? Love Sonic 2. Yep, Sonic 2 is even better than the first one. It definitely is. It is definitely better than the first one. I really like the first one. The only scene that I think they should have done this one was another Quicksilver scene like Sonic did in the first one, because that was like my favorite scene in the movie, because I'm into that, but I was like, yeah, that was pretty sick. So, yeah. Budokai Tenkaichi 4 was just confirmed? Really? What? No way. What? Hold up. Huh? I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Where? Yo, EU Animation, send me the link. I'm gonna check it out. Battery saver, let's shut up. Battle hour? What's battle hour? God. DPZ battle hour. Yes. Yes, sorry. I don't know. Oh well. I'll have to check that out later then. This is pretty sick. Well, is it called Tenkaichi Budokai Tenkaichi 4? Or is it just Budokai Tenkaichi? On YouTube. Okay. sorry for taking a break, I guess. This is breaking news. That's nostalgic. Yes, finally. Jesus Christ. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god, that's awesome. Oh my god, that was sick. Wait. Oh my god, that transition though. Oh my god. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, Jesus. Thank you, your animations, you're a god. Sheesh. Let's go. That's exciting. That's really exciting. God, I'm definitely getting that. Where, give me more information. I need more, please. Oh, that's sick. That's sick. Huh. All right. Anyway, off topic. All right. All right. Let's get back to the movie ranking. Movie ranking time. All right. I forgot what we just talked about, but next is Bullet Train. Bullet Train. This one was really a surprise. I did not expect to like it. I really didn't. But it actually was very good. It's basically like a funny spy movie of like Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, the dude from Eternals, about trying to get something on trying to get like a briefcase on a train, and like the action is phenomenal. Everyone does a fantastic job, and just all of the action and stuff and the comedy just was awesome. And like when I watched it, I saw it with Karis and Ethan at the movie theater. It was just so enjoyable that I was like, yeah, even though like this isn't like nostalgic like how Sonic was for me. It's just like, yeah, this is really competently made and very good. So I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It was sick. So yeah, that was dope. I don't have anything much to say besides like this shit was pretty sick. I really liked it. If you guys haven't seen it, I think it's on Netflix right now. So definitely go check it out. You got a 54%? What? Bro, that is dumb. That's literally so dumb. How'd I get a 54%? That's so stupid. Bruh, screw you, Rotten Tomatoes. You guys suck. Alright. Next, we got Black Adam. So, Black Adam might be one of the last DC movies. Again, you guys are probably going to be like, whoa, why is Black Adam so high? Mainly because I was actually happy to see a good DC movie. And again, some people didn't like it. I was one of the people who did, thankfully. Mainly because I loved the Shazam lore. I loved the Shazam characters. Like, Shazam was like one of my favorite DC characters. Like, I was so happy when this movie came out. I loved it. So when they announced Black Adam, I was like, yes, more Shazam. And even though it sucked that Shazam wasn't in the movie, I was still so happy to see Black Adam be Black Adam. So it was so cool. Let's see. Even The Rock playing him, I was like, yes, sir. Like, that was known for a long time that it was going to be The Rock. But seeing it actually finally happen, I was like, yeah, yes, sir, that was pretty good. So I was really happy. The Justice Society was great. I loved Dr. Fate. Hawkman, surprisingly, I really like. I never thought I'd freaking like Hawkman. So I like it. I like it a lot. What else was there? The characters, like, of the other, like, the human characters, I wasn't really the biggest fan of. The villains sucked. But just seeing more Shazam stuff just got me so hyped because I was like, yes. And it sucks because at the very end was when they teased Henry Cavill finally returning as Superman. And again, I've never been the biggest Superman fan, and I've never been the biggest fan of any of the DCEU movies, but I always really liked Henry Cavill as Superman. And I was always like, okay, if they ever bring him back, I'd be happy, because it's like, oh, he always does a really good job. So they brought him back. I was so happy. I was like, yes, he's going to fight The Rock. And then, like, a week later, they're like, now we're kicking him out. And I was like, huh? Like, you had him, and then you kicked him out. And I was like, what do you mean? And again, it sucks about like the DC stuff. Like, I'm happy we're getting official like good DC movies coming, but it's such a kick in the balls for Henry Cavill to be like, hey man, you were like the best Superman, you got shitty movies, so we're gonna bring you back, make you good, and then they're like, actually now we're just gonna kick you out. Sorry. And it's just, that sucks, man. And again, it's not this movie's fault. It's not really anybody's fault. But it's Warner Brothers' fault for being, like, douchebags about that shit. Where it's like, wow, way to way to get us all hyped up for nothing. Way to especially get Henry Cavill's hype up for nothing. So it was really sad. It was really, really sad. But in general, like, a lot of people, like, really didn't like this movie, but I thought it was really good. Because, again, like, I don't like a lot of the DCEU movies. Like, I really don't, because they're not good. But, like, the only good ones I really like are Wonder Woman, the Zack Snyder Justice League, and Shazam. And now this is one of them. So it's like, wow, finally got to add another one to the list. So it's just, yeah. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Let's see. Was Puss in Boots the last wish on the list? Yep, that was a little while ago. Black Adam was pretty overrated. I thought it was kind of like a lot of people didn't like it. So I was like, oh, I guess it's kind of like one of those ones where I'm like more on the liking it side. I wouldn't say it's overrated, mainly because like a lot of people don't even like it. I don't know. Black Adam is good. Yep. Black Shadow. Hawkman, half reincarnated Egyptian, half space cop, all confusing. Very, but they at least made him an enjoyable character. It's pretty good, but yeah, it's just my opinion that's a little overrated. I getcha. Hawkman's kind of a weird character. Yeah, but he was cool. My opinion, Namor is a better Black Adam than Black Adam. I get that. Yeah, again, it's higher on the list for a reason. That's a bro moment. Namor's a badass. Oh, he really was. Again, Black Panther's higher on the list. So yeah. All right, Glass Onion. This one actually should be down a bit. I don't know why it's up here. Did I put Uncharted up here too? No, I didn't. This one should be close to like the middle of the list. Let's see. Where should I put it? Hold on. I can't believe I didn't even talk about Uncharted. Like, I must have missed that. But yeah, I did see Uncharted. That one should have been after The Secrets of Dumbledore. Uncharted sucked. Very bad. Tom Holland did a very bad job. And I've never even played the games, and I know he did a really bad job. Everything about that movie sucked. Let's just go with that. Let's see. Glass Onion, I would put right under The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I don't know why it's all the way at the top. But this one was okay. It was definitely a good sequel to Knives Out, which was really good. The first one is much better. Much better. But this one's really good. Like, it has some good characters. Like, I like Daniel Craig, of course. He does a fantastic job. This accent he does is really great, too. I don't know. I just like him a lot. Let's see. Yeah, she does a fantastic job. Janelle Monáe Helen. She does a fantastic job. She plays Helen. That's not her full name. Janelle Monáe is her name. She plays Helen. Yeah, they do really good. Everything with, like, Kate. And, yeah, I don't know. Everything with, like, Edward Norton was goofy, too, because I don't like Edward Norton, so seeing him be a douchebag was like, yes, good, I fucking hate that guy. But, yeah, this one should be much down. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put it this high up. But, yeah, it is pretty good. I definitely recommend watching it if you like the first Knives Out or anything. But, yeah. For your information, it's not meant to be this high. It's supposed to be down at Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. So, yeah. All right, next. Dragon Ball Superhero. Really, really, really good movie. I don't think I've ever actually given, like, a review of this movie on the channel yet, but it's really good. I really like it. Basically, I'm assuming all of you have seen it, so I'm not going to not spoil it, because you guys... I would say that it's not as good as Broly, but it's still pretty good. I love how it's not just a Goku and Vegeta movie. And I'm not one of those people who gets mad when it's a Goku and Vegeta show, because it's Goku's show, so obviously he's in it. But it is nice to give other characters some time to shine. And I was so happy that Piccolo is basically the main character of this movie, because I love Piccolo. So having him finally do something, I was like, yes. And having him get not one, but 2 new forms, I was like, let's go, bro. Like I was so happy for him. Like, he finally gets in the spotlight. And he did a great job. It was so cool seeing the Red Ribbon Army again. Like, Gamma 1 and 2 were awesome. And again, Orange Piccolo. Oh, it looks so cool. I know a lot of people are, like, against it, but I thought it looked so freaking cool. And they just announced the SH figure art for it, and I pre-ordered that shit as fast as I possibly could. Because I was like, yes, sir! I was so happy. So, yeah, it was great. It was very, very great. Beast Gohan was weird. I liked Gohan, and people said that he was the main character. He wasn't the main character. Piccolo was the main character. But Gohan did good in the movie. I like his relationship with Piccolo, his relationship with Pan, evolving more. I it was kind of weird because part of it felt like a retread and it didn't, of like, Gohan, you need to train. It's like, oh, you haven't heard that fucking one before since Resurrection F, so it's like, Jesus, stop. But like, it kind of subverted expectations by him transforming into Beast Gohan and being able to do something. And when I first saw Beast Gohan, I was like, Gohan Blanco is real? I was like, what? Like, it was kind of whack. It's grown on me more. I've grown to appreciate it as I've seen it a little bit more. Again, I wouldn't say it's a fantastic transformation, but I'd say it's okay. Like, I'm glad Gohan finally got a new form too, but it's like, I wish it looked more like how Super Saiyan 4 Gohan looks, where like the hair more down this way. Like, having it spike up, I get they were trying to be like, oh, Super Saiyan 2, let's make it like Super Saiyan 2. But I don't know, it fits, but it doesn't, I guess. It's very weird. But, yeah, it was goofy. I liked it. Cell Max was goofy, too. I don't like semi-perfect Cell, but I think it was a good way to show that Cell Max wasn't perfected yet, because semi-perfect Cell. And it wasn't really Cell, it was just a different Cell. And it was sad that we didn't get to see him his full, complete form, but that's what ifs are for, and maybe in the manga version of the events we'll get a perfect Cell Max, so I think that'd be pretty dope. But yeah, it was really good to see like Android 18, Krillin, a finally aged up Goten and Trunks, thank God. And I was so happy when like Trunks talked and he sounded like future Trunks. I was like, yes, sir. And when Goten talked like GT Goten, I was like, yes, finally they aged up. Because I love Goten and Trunks, and I was so sad they haven't done anything. So that's why I love the new manga chapters so much. It's about them. And I just love how in this movie they did something, and we unfortunately didn't get to see teen Gotenks, which was really depressing, but at least we got to see fat Gotenks, so that was pretty goofy. But yeah, it was definitely a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Again, not as good as Broly, but it still was really good. And about the animation style, because I remember when the teaser came out, I was kind of like, I don't know. But it's grown on me. I definitely think it fits this movie. I would definitely not like it if it continued going on. Like, if like this was how Dragon Ball looked forever, I'd be like, no, I don't really like that. But as for like a one and done movie, I think it looks really good. Like, again, if you've seen it, if you've only watched it on like your like phone, like with like a recording of it, it doesn't really do it justice. In a theater, it looked fantastic. And it hasn't come out on DVD yet, but at my work, which I work at like a movie place, it just came in. We can't release it yet, and I was like, oh, I can't buy it, I'll also get fired. But it just came in, so the movie's almost out. I think it comes out, for us at least, at my job, the 14th. So it's like, let's go. But, so, it's almost out, so if you guys want to go buy that, you can. It's on Amazon now, which I know. But, yeah, like, it looks really good. But, again, I wouldn't want it to continue to look like this for, like, the rest of the series. So, yeah. I should probably go plug my freaking laptop in. What was it? 8%. Alright, we'll be right back. Give me like literally 2 seconds. Okay, I'll read what you guys have to say.
Okay, now it's plugged in.
Alright, so let's see what you guys had to say. Dragon Ball Super Hero was great. 8 out of 10. The only bad part of this movie is that Junior didn't kill Goku. Nice. Piccolo carried the film. Definitely. Piccolo was great. I haven't watched the movie yet. Definitely should. It's fantastic. Great, but wish it was in a Shintani style. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, Dragon Ball Super Broly looked beautiful, and I really wish that style continued. But again, I think for the 3D for this movie, it was alright. Again, who knows how gorgeous it would have looked in a Shintani style. And I wish, like, if the show ever freaking comes back, which, like, by the way, it's been, like, 5 years since Dragon Ball Super ended. Like, what's up with that? So, it's just like, guys, please bring the freaking show back. So, I wish, like, if the show ever comes back, it's in the Shintani style and not the 3D style. But again, I think for this like one and done movie, I think the 3D style suited it well. That was good to hear. Pickle and Pan are some of the best parts of this film. My boy's back in the power game. Yes, sir. Have you seen the new trailer for the new Dragon Ball game? Yeah, I just reacted to it like a couple minutes ago. It's pretty sick. I think Gohan had so much potential. I think he should have become a main character after Cell Saga. Yeah, I get that. I love Gohan too. So it was good to see him get a new form again, to come back in the limelight. I just wish he was in a movie more. Boo Saga should have been the last saga with Goku's main character. I think Cell Sagas where Gohan should become the main character. Yep. My saga should have been the last saga, which ended with me winning. I get that, King Piccolo. But yeah, so I liked it a lot. Definitely, really one of the best Dragon Ball movies. Definitely, definitely deserves a 93%. It was very, very, very good. Oh man, I wonder why. But yeah, it was good. Really liked it. All right, next. Oh my God, Marvel being up here. Whoa, I didn't see that one coming. But yes, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was great. I really, really liked it. Saw it in theaters, of course. It was a really good movie. But this was a good movie for a completely different reason than all of the other movies, Marvel movies are, and that's literally only because they had to deal with the death of Chadwick Boseman, unfortunately. And they shouldn't have had to do that. He should still be with us. It's sad. But I feel like this movie, like, they actually fucking tried. And that's why, like, I have to put it up there. Because, like, they made this movie, like, the director, God, I would hate to be that director, where it's like, okay, I have to make a sequel to the movie Black Panther, which was really successful without Black Panther, and I have to make the characters in universe deal with the real life actor's death, and I need to also progress the story forward without only solely focusing on that. And he does such a good job of making it a great tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and also showing the actors' talents of being like having to actually deal with like their friend's death. And it was just really nicely done. Like, they didn't disrespect him whatsoever. They didn't disrespect anybody whatsoever. They made sure to do their best to continue the story, and they made sure to continue it in his legacy. And again, towards the end, like when we get to T'Challa Jr., it was like, wow, that's awesome. And then her, like, Shuri crying at the end, seeing all the flashbacks to him. That was fantastic. So it was just a really, really, really good love letter to, like, the Black Panther lore and stuff. Like, Namor coming in and Shuri becoming the new Black Panther was awesome. Like, I was happy she did. At first, I wasn't so sold on it, but once I saw the movie, I was like, yeah, she definitely is a great Black Panther. So I hope she sticks around as Black Panther for a bit, because she did a really good job. Seeing Killmonger again was awesome. Ironheart was okay. I liked the suit. I didn't like how it looked, but I liked the suit. And I think she did a fine job. I hope her show will be good. That's all I have to say. They did a good job of not, like, solely setting up her show. Like, it made sense why she was in the movie, instead of it just being like, oh yeah, Ironheart's here because we got to promote her show, which is like how other friggin' Marvel things have been doing it lately. But they did a really good job by progressing everything with Namor and having the Atlanteans, or not the Atlanteans, I can't even say Atlantean, having Namor Atlantean people, I forget the name of them, become like the super powerful nation and stuff, and have Namor in the series now. And Namor did a really good job. The actor, Tenoch Huerta, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, did a fantastic job. Everybody did great. And again, this is one of those movies where it's like, imagine a great world but Chadwick Boseman never died. But I feel like this movie would have sucked, because the way modern Marvel is, it fucking sucks. So I feel like if Chadwick Boseman didn't die, this movie would have been really bad. And not on his chagrin at all. He would have definitely carried the movie. But I feel like this movie was basically forced for them to actually freaking try. Because if they didn't, then it would be an insult to literally everybody. So I just wish they could put this much passion into anything else that they do. Like, I bet you, like, if, I don't know, Tom Holland unfortunately bit it, they'd make a great tribute to Spider-Man in the next movie. Or if anybody else are the main characters, they'd actually try. So it just sucks that, like, the beloved actor dies, so then they try. It's like, guys, I get it. I get why you did for this one, but why can't you put that kind of energy into every other thing you do? You know? It's just, I don't get it. Like, I'm really glad that this movie turned out the way it did. It's a really good movie. Again, rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. Fantastic. You left us way too soon. But this movie was great, but it also showed me that Marvel, again, still can do really good movies, but they just choose not to for some reason. It's just, I don't know, bums me out. Anyway, let's see. Great movie. May Chadwick Boseman rest in peace. Yep, great Marvel movie. Very hard to live up to. Definitely. Rest in peace, King. I was hoping Killmonger would redeem himself and become Black Panther, but sure, he makes most sense. Yeah, I wanted Killmonger to come back too. But again, it was nice that he had a little cameo in here. I thought it was good. An emotional movie, but to be honest, the first movie was a lot better. I really missed Chadwick and kind of shed tears near the end seeing memories of him. Yeah, I get that. Again, I miss him too. He did a really good job. I wish he was in it. I really wish he was still around. But, yeah. Agree. Definitely cried during the movie knowing he wasn't around. Same. Namor was one of the first true Marvel superheroes alongside the original Human Torch. Yep. Yeah, I knew that. That was cool. Killmonger was and still is a badass. Yep, definitely. He did a really good job. He did a really good job, too. Again, he was only in it for like 2 seconds, but he did good. With Chadwick gone and Marvel delaying the 2023 Disney Plus projects, hope the quality will improve. Oh, I didn't know they were delaying it. It's good, though, because we've gotten way too much stuff, and it's not good. So, Human Torch in the OG Fantastic Four movie is wacky. Yeah, I think he's talking about a different Human Torch. Like, that one was like an android. Yeah, that's just Disney being Disney, not wanting to try it and waste money. Yep, and that's what sucks. It's not fun. Now they just don't try anymore. It's just really bummy. Again, like, I'm glad they tried for this one. Like, if they didn't, then I would have been really mad and definitely been like, yeah, I'm not watching Marvel anymore. But it's just like, hey, you guys can try, so why don't you? Okay, next we have The Menu. So this one came out of nowhere for me. Like, literally out of nowhere. Like, it was just on HBO Max. It dropped. Karis was like, hey, it's really good, watch it. And I was like, well, I like Voldemort, and Voldemort's in it, and I like Anya Taylor-Joy, and she's in it. So I watched it, and it was freaking awesome. Like, it was so good. It was literally, like, everything how I felt, and like, how I feel in real life about, like, cooking shows and stuff. And, like, they shed, like, the light on it, how I feel is great. Because in real life, Gordon Ramsay, funny guy, but if I met him in real life, I'd beat the shit out of him. Well, at least I'd try to. I'd get the shit kicked out of me. But at least I'd try. Because I hate how much people, like, scream and yell about cooking shows. About, like, how evil, like, the people are. And, like, how sometimes someone cooks something and the judges, like, throw it in their face, spit in their food, throw it in the trash, and be like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. I hope you kill yourself. You should do it right now because you can't make a fish. It's like, I hate that. I hate that so much. So, like, seeing this movie finally, like, shed light into how stupid that is was so perfect for me. It was like, finally. Because, like, Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes, is supposed to be, like, the Gordon Ramsay of them all, and he does a fantastic job. Like, he's definitely one of the best actors working, and they did a great job. And so it was just so cool that they finally, like, shed light into the topic and did it in, like, a interesting and unique way of, like, yeah, you will actually die here, and you guys are all shitty people. So you kind of deserve it, besides Anya Taylor-Joy. So it was, I don't know, I really, 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 really liked it because it just shed light on a topic that I think not a lot of people think about a lot, where it's like, hey, yeah, these kind of things, do it again. Okay, these kind of things are not good, and we should not be promoting them because it's like, guys, I don't want little Jimmy killing himself over there because he couldn't make a burger. It's like that's just so stupid. So I don't know, but I definitely check out watching this movie. It was fantastic. So yeah. Pixar films are dying. Yeah, I get that. Only 2 of them came out last year, and they both sucked. So I don't know. Ramsey kind of needs to shut the hell up. You got that right. Again, he's funny. I've seen clips and they are funny, but at the same time, it's like if he's doing that to me, I'd be like, bro, shut up. It's not that fucking serious. Shut up. Gordon Ramsay comes out of nowhere and says, "Where's the lamb song?" Yes, sir. Okay. You guys remember when I was talking about Nope earlier? So this was the second movie that I saw during that what's it called? The drive-in movie theater, and this is what made the trip worth it because this movie was really, 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 really good. This is definitely my favorite, one of my favorite horror movies of the year. It was just great. Like, it was such uniqueness to it that you don't see that much in horror movies nowadays. That I just loved. Like, Ethan Hawke was a great villain. The kid Finney did fantastic. Gwen, the kid, did fantastic. Like, all the kid actors were great. It's basically like he kidnaps him, and the dude hears like the ghosts of the grabber's victims over the phone as they try to find a way out and try what they tried but failed to do. Like, I think that's so unique, and like just the way it goes about it, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. And just watching it, like, Karis and I were like, wow, we were so invested. And it was so funny because there was like a car up in front of us and we saw people having sex in there. We're like, bro, how could you guys be having sex during the movie? It's so good. So that was pretty funny too. But it was a really, really good movie and definitely my favorite horror movie of the year. Like, it was one of my favorite horror movies of the year. There's one above it that's really good. But yeah, it's really good. All the actors do fantastic, and it's really emotional too. Like, it deals with like fatherhood trauma, which deals with like the death of a mother. It deals with like abuse, which and it's just really good. It touched me in a way, and it was like, wow, that's really good. So I really liked it. So yeah. The only good cooking judge is piano in that one filler scene. It's fucking raw. Yes, sir. The black fun gave me it vibes. Yeah, it definitely does. It was really good. I should watch it. Definitely watch it. Definitely watch it. I definitely think it's worth it. It's really, really, really good. All right, we're at the top 3 now. So this is my favorite horror movie of the year, Pearl. So this is a prequel to X. And it's funny because it came out in the same year. And this is much, 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 much better than X was. Like, it's about like the old lady from X as a kid and like how demented and delusional she is. Like, my friend Anya said that this is literally Joker for girls, and she is dead on the money. This is literally Joker for girls, where like she's Joker and she's insane and she wants this thing so badly and she does everything in her power, including killing people, to get it. And she just does a what's her name? Mia Goth does a fantastic job as like a loser, and it's just whack. Like, she does so good, and I don't know, it does very good. So she is really great. Everyone in the movie does good. It's such a nice period piece too for movies back in the day, because again, my mom used to watch all the silent 20s films, and like, not silent, well, some silent, but mostly like old 30s films and stuff like that, and this one really captured the vibe of that perfectly. So it really like was kind of nostalgic for me. I'm like, wow, this is really good filmmaking. And just the story of this one is so much better than X. This is so much more than X. It's just like really good. So I definitely recommend watching it. It is very, very much better than X. I don't understand why people say X is better. I don't know. This is really good. So I definitely recommend watching it. Is Winnie the Pooh Blood Money coming up? Hey, that's a this year movie. That's a this year movie. So, and I still haven't watched it because I have no desire to. Who's getting it on? It's Mia Goth and some dude doing it. Yeah, like the one went to the public domain, a horror film based on numbers and numbers. Yeah, and apparently it was really bad. So that's great. I love when that happens. So I heard it was awful, so I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna go see that. But I mean, I might, not in a theater, but if it goes for like $1 on streaming, I'll check it out. All right, top 2. We're almost done here. I don't know how long we've been streaming, but whatever. All right, so we are at Avatar: The Way of Water. I don't know why Vin Diesel's there. He's not in the movie. So I was an avid Avatar hater for the entire existence that it was out, because I was like, it's not as good. Avatar: The Last Airbender is way better. So I was very much an avid Avatar hater until when Karis and I watched Barbarian. We were also like, hey, let's watch Avatar because a new one's coming out, see how it is. And I actually liked it. I was like, uh-oh, I liked the movie. Like, it wasn't like the greatest movie ever. It wasn't like 10 out of 10, but I was like, it was still pretty good. So I liked it. And then we were like, hey, let's go see this one. And it was great. I loved it, loved it, loved it. So it was much, much, much better than the first one. Much more interesting. The CGI was millions of times better. Like, it was so beautiful. And I know, like beauty or like the shots don't always make a movie, but again, I'm like a film student, so like watching stuff like that, I was just like, wow, that's the shots and the CGI are just perfect. So, and the story's really good. Like, I love all the characters. Again, like, don't tell me their names, I won't be able to pronounce them besides Jake Sully and Natiri. But Sigourney Weaver back as Kiri is really good. The way they set up a third one made sense in a way. And the fight scenes are fantastic. Everything was just so good. Like, it's really hard to describe it, but it was so good, and I'm glad I'm not an Avatar hater anymore after seeing this one, because I'm like, wow, this is really good. And the bad guy coming back as an Avatar, I thought was really unique. I thought that was cool. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he gets to stick around for a little bit longer too. Like, that's pretty dope. But yeah, like, it's really, it's hard to describe why it's up for it. Why it's up so high, but just watching it, I'm like, this is fantastic. Like, I love it. So, really, really good movie. I definitely recommend checking it out. Again, it's really long, so be careful, I guess. But it is really, really good, and definitely one of the best movies of the year. That's why it's at number 2 for me. So, yeah. Fine, just watch it for the memes. That's how I feel about Winnie the Pooh. Fine, I'll watch that too. You should. It's really good. About time they gave a sequel. Yep. Can't wait for Disney to milk this franchise. New movies every 2 years. Yeah, that's what I'm not looking forward to. I'm hoping that they actually put passion and stuff into the next ones. Like, this one definitely had a lot of passion behind it. So, my hope for this movie died 4 years ago. Yeah, I get that. Again, I wasn't hyped at all because I had no interest in it, but it just came out, and I was like, yeah, I might as well watch the first one. And I was like, yep, this is good. And like a day later, I went to see the theaters in this one. So, it was nice. Saw this movie with my mother and sister in the theater. My mother said, this is a movie you need to see in 3D. Yeah, I get that. I didn't see it in 3D because 3D, I have glasses, so like it, but it was still really, really good. Isn't the third one of Evil Fired Navi? I don't know. That'd be an Avatar if I was like, everything changed and the Fire Nation attacked, bro. Who knows? Whatever. But yeah, so that's my second and my favorite film of 2022. Easily the Batman. I love Batman. Batman was like, he's my favorite DC character, one of my favorite comic characters. And this is a movie that I've been wanting forever with Batman. Like, I love the Michael Keaton version. I love the animated show. I love the Arkham games. I've read a bunch of comics, like The Long Halloween is my favorite. I love them. I like them. I like them a lot. But like most of like the other movies, I'm not the biggest fan of. Like The Dark Knight, I like The Dark Knight a lot. Batman's not one of the things I like in The Dark Knight, but I love Christian Bale. But like his Batman's okay to me. Like I don't think it's the best, and I really, really didn't like Ben Affleck's version of Batman. And so like for live action Batman, we really haven't gotten like a perfect one in my opinion. So I was just kind of down to dumps, and I was literally the biggest hater for when they announced this movie. Like, they showed the trailer, I'm like, that looks like every other Batman movie is gonna suck. I think this movie's gonna suck. So I was like hating on everyone's like saying it's gonna be like the greatest movie of all time, and they were so hyped for it. And I was one of the people being like, screw you, it gonna suck, this movie's shitty, no. And like, I was like such a hater for it. And then like at some point, like in the discussion, like everyone switched to being like, this movie sucks, it's gonna be the worst DC movie, it's gonna be awful. And I was like, huh? I was like, what the hell just happened? Why is everybody hating on it now after saying it was going to be, like, the greatest movie ever? So, like, my curiosity got me by, like, that switch in everyone's reaction by going from, like, it's perfect to it's dog shit. And I was like, okay, I'm actually going to have to go see it now. Because I had no intention of seeing it. Because I'm like, oh, just another live-action Batman. I'm not going to go see it. And so, like, I went to go see it. And, like, after I walked out, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna go beat the shit out of my past self. This was one of the best fucking movies ever. Like, I love it. And I'm not that big of a DC guy. So when I saw it, I was like, this is literally what I wanted Batman to be forever. Being a detective, being like a hero, being like more than the dark, gritty Batman. Like, I love the dark, gritty Batman, but him evolving to become more than that, I was like, oh my god, yes. Yes, I was so happy. Like, literally towards the end, when like Something in the Way was playing and he was helping the people and he put that lady in the helicopter and she like in the stretcher that's about to go in helicopter and she grabs him being like, oh my god, please don't let go. I was like, that brought I like cried. Like, that brought actually made me, and I don't fucking cry, that brought a tear. I was like, oh my god, they learned they learned to make him an actual like hero who wants to protect people. So I was just so happy to see him be like evolve more than just beat the shit out of criminals. He's meant to also be a symbol for hope. So when like that lady grabbed him to be like, oh please, instead of being scared of him, I was like, oh my god, that's beautiful. So I've seen this movie 3 times, love it more and more every time. It's just so good. Like, Robert Pattinson, best Batman to me now. I love him so much. After shitting on him all these years for Twilight, I'm like, yep, now he's Batman. Let's go. Zoe Kravitz, fantastic Catwoman. Paul Dano, scary-ass Riddler. Loved it, loved it, loved it. He did a fantastic job as Riddler. It literally felt like the dude from Seven and the Zodiac Killer mixed into one, and I was like, that's perfect, because I love Zodiac, and I love Seven, so I was like, that's awesome. Colin Farrell, barely recognizable as Penguin, did such a good job, like, all the makeup they did for him. It's like, that looks great. Like, you couldn't even tell it was Colin Farrell. It was fantastic. Jeffrey Wright, fantastic Commissioner Gordon. Andy Serkis, great Alfred. The great Carmine Falcone. Everybody did a good job, except for him. I'm not happy that he's the Joker, but that was like a one thing, so it doesn't matter. Literally, why are these guys here? They were not in the movie. That's dumb. Okay. Anyway, everybody, great job. Fantastic movie. Definitely my favorite of the year. I can't wait till the Batman 2. What is happening? Why are all these random people? What? Whatever. Anyway, it was a fantastic movie. Definitely go watch it if you want. I'm happy that we're getting new DC stuff, but I'm not that happy that we're getting another live-action Batman when we literally have Robert Pattinson right here. But whatever, people, whatever. So, but yeah, this one is my favorite movie of the year. I love it. So let's see. What do you guys have to say? I think Damon likes DC. I don't. That's the thing. But now I do. Now I do because of the Batman. So I've only ever really liked Batman stuff. So I mean, we'll see how the new DC stuff goes, but believe in Batman, Brave and the Bold Supremacy. I hope it's good. Batman's good. Yeah, I've seen the Budokai teaser. Yeah, I watched it a little bit earlier. Brave and the Bold's greatest of all time, and that was a good show. Get another Batman movie. Yeah, that movie is really good to help me sleep. Didn't like the Batman being so emo. Aw, well, sorry you didn't like it, but I loved it. Honestly, more hype for the Batman Part 2 than DCU. Same, bro. Like, I'm so excited for that. What's your opinion on Adam West's Batman? Goofy-ass motherfucker from a different time. Future couldn't rewatch the movie 2 or 3 more times. Let's fall asleep during the credits. Aw, that sucks. Hyped as fuck. Yep. Any new videos coming soon? Yeah, What Affinity Part 7 is coming pretty soon. I have not gotten to watching Adventure Time. I'm sorry. But, yeah, so that is my ranking. Sorry that went on for so long. Hope you guys enjoyed me rambling on about things you guys probably didn't even care about. But anyway, go subscribe to the podcast channel right now, please. We review a bunch of movies on there. We're about to keep going on with season 2 for the podcast. Definitely keep watching. All your love and support means the world. And yeah, so thank you guys very much for joining me here with this live stream today. It was awesome to talk to all of you guys. Let's see, huge shout out to Presley Gamer, being an awesome dude throughout the whole stream and donating a couple bucks. Really appreciate it, man. Make sure to guys stick around for What If Indie Part 7 coming soon. Make sure to rewatch the whole series if you haven't, because we're almost done the OG Dragon Ball now. Oh yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. So, yeah. Bye-bye. You guys are the best. Peace out. Bye-bye. Bye.